in Kings Mountain. Online at campersin.com/kingsmountain.com. Like them on Facebook too.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
Who are you going to call? Bug Busters. Since 1998, Bug Busters has been serving North and South Carolina with the very best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned, Bug Busters is there for your pest control, crawl space, encapsulation, termites, wildlife, structural repair, and waterproofing. Just call 704-732-2227 or visit their website at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bug Busters Pest Control and Home Improvement, 2863 Highway 27 East in Lincoln. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
Triad Corrugated Metal in Lincoln is this area's headquarters for premium metal roofing and supplies. And now just arrived, square tubing for metal carports and metal buildings. Give them a call at 980-429-2278 for pricing and sizes. And they have a wide variety of colors. Visit the website at triadcorrugatedmetal.com and like them on Facebook too. Triad Corrugated Metal, 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln. Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com.
Potter along with Scott Tudor, the usual cast of characters here. And we've got a game tonight that's going to have a lot of sway in who goes to playoffs and who doesn't and who's got a shot at these things. Next to last week, this is when it really starts to get interesting.
Yeah, and of course you've got a father-son coaching duel as well, so it's not like too much is going to be surprising to either one of them. So it should be a family affair tonight, but we'll see how these teams work. And as you mentioned, you know, they're basically in a way battling maybe for a third or fourth spot in the 3A as far as this conference is concerned. So we should be a heck of a game. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the race right now is for third place. Hickory's locked up at least a second. Statesville's locked up at least a second. They've got a 2-game lead on everybody else in the 3A Western Foothills Conference. So next week, those two battle. It's at Statesville, right?
Yes.
I hope they have plenty of security over there. So, because that will be a huge crowd for a game like that. And then, barring a stumble by either North Lincoln or East Lincoln, you'll have those two here next Friday night, game we plan to carry. And that could be for the third and possibly final spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, like you say, and, you know, I don't know if we're going to have time to get to it tonight, but I racked my brains, so to speak, and crossed my eyes and tried to figure out kind of where everybody stands here coming into tonight's game. And so with a few games being played last night, I think obviously most of it's banked on the games at the end of last week. So as of now, we've got 4 teams, if it's figured out right, so nobody hold me to that, from this 3A Western Foothills Conference. But again, that could change depending on results last night, results tonight, and of course results from next week.
Yeah, so you've got West Iredell here tonight. If they win tonight, then they kind of hop back into the picture. The problem is they did lose to East Lincoln at one point. So taking a look at West Iredell, a team that started off hot, or at least we thought they were hot, but then you go and you look at, they did win 5 straight games. I mean, you're winning games, that's never a bad thing, but this was the competition. It was a really weak non-conference schedule. Thomas Jefferson Academy, a 1A team. West Caldwell, who has not won a game this year. West Wilkes, who had, I think they were 3-5 or 2-6 or something like that. And then St. Stephen's and Ford, the bottom feeders in this conference. So it was a little bit of smoke and mirrors. It didn't fool Max Preps because they didn't have them in the top 50 even at 5-0.
And when I looked at kind of the formula, and I don't know again how great the formula is, but obviously it's a winning percentage, about 30%. 40% is the opponent's win-loss percentage, and I might be, and the third part, it's the opponent's
Oh, that's what gets crazy. I mean, we're getting into Joe Lenardi territory here. I mean, you did a great job channeling Joe with looking at this. He also did it for the 2A conference for West Lincoln and Lincolnton. If we have time, we'll get to that. But we want to stick to that because it affects this ball game right here. So currently, Hickory, Statesville, East Lincoln, North Lincoln, West Iredell would be the first team out. They would be the 33rd team.
Exactly.
So let's take a look at some of things. Like I said, West Iredell started off five straight wins, but now 3 straight losses. They played East Lincoln, Statesville, Hickory, all the teams that are at the top of the league. And now they get North Lincoln this week, a North Lincoln team that comes in just smoking hot on offense.
Yeah, like you say, we were here earlier in the season. They fought through some adversity with some injuries, have been able to maybe find a couple guys to get in and take their place. And then I think they had one major injury kind of come back. So you'll hear it in the coaches' interview, how excited they are, and they feel good about where they are at this point of the season.
Really, at this point, they have their destiny in their own hands. Win tonight, win next week, they're definitely in. Because this conference always gets 3 in at least. Sometimes they might get 4. So we'll just have to see. So, as Scott mentioned, we do have a coach's interview. Nick Basil was kind enough to join me earlier in the week, talk about his season and talk about how the team is peaking at this point. So we'll go to that. Our coach's interview. You're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week as we head to the coach's interview.
First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I leave your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on them big blocks. On 4th down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, don't punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Learjet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, we just came to win. Win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. We must protect this house.
Now we're back on the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. And joining us is the coach of the North Lincoln Knights, Coach Nick Basil. Coach, thanks for joining us on the pregame.
Oh, you're welcome, Dave. Appreciate you having me.
Didn't do too bad in the non-conference season, 2-1, but then you run up against what this conference does. It seems to front load the big conference games. You had Statesville and Hickory back-to-back. That's kind of a tough start to your conference season.
Yeah, it's we just got the bad luck of the draw when it comes to how we started out. And, they're two of the toughest teams. We're probably, right now, record-wise, they are the toughest teams in the league. But what really made it tough on us was our non-conference schedule is just about as brutal. Coming off, you start out with West Lincoln, and who's a one-loss team, and then you got to play Lincolnton, who's always Lincolnton's always going to be Lincolnton, and some years are a little better than others, but they're always a good football team. And then we had East Rutherford, who is rebuilding this year, so with a new coach. But that was the only game we had in there in the preseason where we could get back on track. And of course, we did win against Lincoln, but it was a close one. But those games test us early, and then we run right into a conference season where we have the two best teams back to back in the league we got to play. So last year we started 0-5 and ended up winning 4 straight before losing in that last one. But it'd sure be nice to start off a little different and not have all the big dogs at the front. But you can't control that, so you just got to do the best you can.
But you've made a good comeback since those 2 games, ripped off 3 wins in a row, got yourself back into the race for the playoff spot. 3 big wins there, beating North Iredell, St. Stephen's, and Fred T. Ford. So who has stepped up for you during this 3-game winning streak? It's really helped you out a lot.
Well, Dave, it's hard to pinpoint one. We've had so many guys that have, honestly, our whole team has just made improvements these last 3 weeks. They've just made strides, gotten a little bit better every week, gotten more comfortable with what we're doing. And, it's like I told them last week. I said, at the end of this game, at the end of the Fred T. Ford game, I said, during this time of season when you've just completed week 8, a lot of teams get into a routine, and most every team is into a routine where you do certain things on Monday, you do certain things on Tuesday, you do certain things on Wednesday, and then you got your routine Thursday walkthrough. And the teams that peak in the end are the ones that when playoff time runs around, and that's what you want to be. You want to peak in the end. Well, those teams that do that don't get into the routine rut. They continue to practice the routine things, but try to get better at them every week. And that's what we preach to our kids, and that's what they've done. They've just got better at the routine things, and the routine things hadn't become so routine that they're just plateauing. So we're hitting our stride right now, and we went through a little bump in the road right after I believe it was right after the East Rutherford game, where we had an injury to a key player, Tim Folk, who had an ACL injury, took a hit going out of bounds, right on his knee, and that finished him for the season. And then the next week, we lost Alex Duncan, one of our team captains, who was a starting safety and a starting running back for us, and he was at Statesville on their grass field, and he took a lick on his knee, and he tore his ACL. So we lost both of them back-to-back weeks. And then the other starting running back we had, Owen Hammond, got his second shoulder dislocation in that Statesville game, so we lost him for a couple of weeks there. So we were just patching up the offense and using some or at least one of the JV players that we had to bring up at Landon Agee. We had to use him some on the varsity there, and so those guys were learning new positions. So we were teaching things in the middle of the season that should have been taught at the beginning of the season, and having to go with backups and reserves. And so just after working with them week after week after week, those new kids got more comfortable every week and got a little better every week. So now that we've lost those 2 kids we had, and we wish we had them back, the kids that's come in their spot have done a good job of learning the offense and being productive for us. So we're not taking a step backwards. We're actually moving forward. So they've all done a good job. Our offensive line's been super. Those little guys, and our defensive front also, they turn around and play defense. So it's the same group of guys. But they have just, at the beginning of the season, they were a little getting winded because they were having to play both ways and never coming off the field. But now they've gotten acclimated to two-way play, and but they're not bigger than anything, but they just play so hard, and they got big hearts, and that they've carried us, both those fronts, offense and defensive fronts. Of course, Ryan Bassani, he's leading. I guarantee he's leading the conference in tackles and probably in the top 5 in the state right now. He's averaging over 10 tackles a game, and then Shannon Wingett, our fullback, has found a groove, and It just took him a while to get rolling and get used to where the holes were going to open, and now he's finding them. And so, and then Eli Sipe has, become a pass threat. At the beginning of the season, he was not throwing nearly as well as he is now, and we've tweaked some things and with him, and he's responded to it really nice, and he's throwing the ball well, so it makes us a little more two-dimensional and not just one. So, there's a lot of things that have happened, a lot of players that have contributed. Our kicker's been great. He's kept teams going 80 yards when we kick off to them by kicking touchbacks and hitting field goals, and he's 100% on extra points right now with all the touchdowns we've scored. And, it's just been a total team effort, Dave. I can't really single out one. We've just gotten better as a team, and hopefully that'll continue this week too.
Now, before the playoffs, I know that's kind of an ultimate goal, but being 0-2 at the start of conference, it's just been one game at a time, I'm sure. And that one game this week, you get a West Iredell. You get a West Iredell team coming in. They got off to a hot start, but now has lost their last 3 games. I know it's kind of a family battle here as well, but they seem to be a little more balanced this year. Last year they ran the ball quite a bit. They seem a little more balanced in their offense this year. Does that change how you approach dealing with them?
Well, if they're balanced like that, you have to be balanced defensively, and you have to prepare for both of those. You got to be able to have your kids ready for them to be spreading it out and throwing it, and then they've got running backs in there that are probably the best in the conference. I know at least one of them is the Ferguson boy, number 12, and I don't know that there's a running back in the conference better than him. Big, strong kid, got really good speed, balance. So, the thing, what's happened over there is coach has got those guys believing. And I know how he is. I raised him, so I know how he is. He's a fireball, and he believes in, and he gets kids to believe in him, and he knows how to spark them, and with a lot of energy, and he's smart, football smart. So they're going to be tough, a very tough opponent. We're going to have to play our best, or we won't beat them. And the thing that happened to him here in this last stretch is the same thing that happened to me early. He ran into the 3 of the best teams in the league late, and I ran into them early. And the thing that he did, though, is he played them tough, all of them. And all the 3 losses that he had against East and Hickory and Statesville, all 3 of those teams know they were playing a worthy opponent when they played him. So, this one will, if you want to see a good game, and probably end up being a barn burner if both teams show up. This could be a good one good one to watch if you didn't care who won.
I'm hoping it's a good game. I've had quite a few blowouts this year. I'm always give me a good game. It makes it a lot more fun for me and a lot more fun for fans. I don't know if it helps the coaches. It might turn the hair more white than it might already be.
Well, if mine does anything other than turn whiter, it's going to fall out. But it's about as white as it's going to get, I believe. But this week's game's tough on me. It's tough because you hope you never have to face a situation like this in your career where you have to actually play against your own son. And he's, he played for me. He was my quarterback. He coached for me for years, all the way through 2012, from 09 to 2012, and I'm sorry, 09 to 2015, because I was 4 years at Alexander. He was there with me. So, you're not going to fool him because he knows everything we do, because he was my offensive coordinator for a lot of those years, and he also ran the same offense. So it's not like I'm going to pull anything over on him he's never seen. But what he's doing now, I've never seen him do, because he's he's always been in either a triple option offense or a wing T offense when he was there with Butch Carter for a while. So he's doing something now that we haven't ever done, and he's never coached in that offense, but he's doing it now. That's spreading it out and throwing it around. And so he's having success with it, but it's not going to, if I had my druthers, I'd rather there be another coach over there instead of him. But I'm proud of him for what he's done and how he's turned that program around completely about face. And he's got that community over there excited, and the kids are excited. They're playing with a lot of energy. So, good for him, bad for us. I just hate that he's in our conference, but I always told him at the beginning of the year, I hope you win every game but one. So I can't be no more honest than that, to be honest with you.
Well, Coach, we thank you for joining us on the Stadium pregame show, again, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, and good luck in the ball game tonight.
Well, appreciate that, and I appreciate you having me on here, Dave. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, bye-bye.
First Federal Savings Bank. They've been serving Lincoln County and the surrounding counties since 1940. If you're looking to build your dream home, purchase a new home, or buy land, they have the products and services for you. At First Federal Savings Bank, they want to get to know you by name and build a relationship for generations to come. Give them a call at 704-735-0416 or visit the website at ffsb-nc.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who are you going to call? Bug Busters. Since 1998, Bug Busters has been serving North and South Carolina with the very best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned, Bug Busters is there for your pest control, crawl space, encapsulation, termites, wildlife, structural repair, and waterproofing. Just call 704-732-2227 or visit their website at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bug Busters Pest Control and Home Improvement, 2863 Highway 27 East in Lincoln. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
But North Lincoln High School tonight, it's also Military Appreciation Night here. The night's honoring the various branches of the military. So they're doing that tonight. Let's take a look at some of the key players to watch in tonight's game, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. And we'll start out with West Iredell. And with West Iredell, their offense seems to really start around one player who got a big honor this week.
Yeah, I have him in bold this week. He made the East-West All-Star team or game, whatever you want to call it there. But, C.J. Ferguson, running back, he just stands out. If you watch film on him as well, he stands out in the various kind of offenses that West Iredell runs. But, he's already had 1,129 yards on the season rushing, 8.5 average. He averages 141 yards a game. And every game that he's played in this year, all 8, he's gone over 100 yards. And then, of course, he leads with 16 touchdowns. So if there's a key for the North Lincoln defense, I think it's rather obvious. That's C.J. Ferguson.
But they can't key on him too much because you also have his running mate, Thean Stevenson, sophomore. 64 carries, 525 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So a pretty good 1-2 punch there. Kind of reminds you what you get out of teams like West Lincoln, where you've got Caden Smith and Jalen Winnix. They seem to have the same combo going here. Power back and a speed back.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they're just a little bit over-keying maybe on Ferguson, and that leaves a little bit more space for, as you mentioned, Thean Stevenson to run. And they're coming around as well on the passing game as well. They've almost 1,000 yards, 937 yards passing with quarterback Cade Gaither, and they've scored 6 touchdowns as well, passing the ball through the air. And if I saw it correctly, I don't think they fumbled this year.
I don't know if they put stats in.
Yeah,
I can't believe after 8 games running the ball this much they haven't fumbled. That just doesn't seem right. We do run into that with Max Prep. Some of the teams will put some stats in and others won't put anything. Some will put everything. So it's just pot luck what you get out there sometimes. And the other thing to watch out for is Gaither improving like this. This is a team that it's Nick Basil's son on the other sideline. You mentioned that earlier. This is for bragging rights at the Thanksgiving dinner table. But last year they were identical teams, both in that wing T kind of option, kind of offense. But now this year, West has really changed. They've kind of spread things out a little bit. They've got a better balance. So it's going to be a different kind of battle than what we might have seen last year, which was a very low-scoring defensive game.
Yeah, sometimes you just, as a coach, hopefully, you're doing a good job recognizing your players, your personnel, and if you feel like you have to run the ball more or pass the ball more, or if you've got enough on either side, then you can, as they seem to be doing now, West Iredell Warriors, having a little bit more balance, which is good for them.
And then over for North Lincoln, you've got Nick Basil in his 6th season, 5-5 last year, lost their first 4, won 5 straight, kind of close to what they're doing this year. They did have 2 close games to start the season, lost to West Lincoln in overtime, and then held on in a controversial win at Lincolnton. There was a question about whether somebody was tackled in the end zone or fumbled, or we weren't at that game, but they're still talking about that, at least in Lincolnton right now. They're still talking about that. And then they blew out East Rutherford. That was a game we did where Eli Sipe, one of the players to watch, the quarterback for North Lincoln, has really improved as year, especially throwing the ball, but he didn't need to improve when it came to running the offense on the option, because we thought that was probably closest to a option quarterback having a perfect game that we saw, because he just made all the right decisions.
Yeah. Like you say, they're a little bit more, not going to say one-sided. I think it may be similar, to West Iredell. They're doing a better job of passing the ball lately. So, as West Iredell was losing 3 games in a row, North Lincoln was getting their season back, winning those games, again, because they were playing some of the teams sort of at the bottom half of the conference, as West Iredell, as we mentioned, was playing the top 3. So, so, and again, now, as we mentioned, they've both teams got a battle tonight to see who can get one of the other playoff spots. So, North Lincoln's been doing a better job of being a little bit more balanced themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the last 3 games, North Iredell 53-14, St. Stephen's 50-0, and Fred T. Ford 50-14. So they're on a roll offensively. But, you get the right teams at the right times, it can make you look like you do better. So you've got 2 teams, both 5-3, both trying to get to the playoffs. Should be an interesting matchup tonight. And North Lincoln's coming out onto the field with the huge inflatable helmet, the fire extinguishers. It's not quite Columbia in 2001, but it's pretty close on a high school level.
Well, they won the toss, as we were talking about key players, and they deferred. So it looks like they'll kick off to West Iredell to start the game. And as we mentioned, a little bit more of an electric kind of feel here tonight, getting towards the end of the season.
That's a big official. So North Lincoln's on the field. We're waiting on West Iredell to come through on the far side, and we will get this kicked off here. A couple other players to mention. Again, more key players to watch, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. Good running attack for North Lincoln. They've overcome a couple injuries. Shannon Wingate has really stepped up, the sophomore, with 878 yards, 14 touchdowns. Coach Basil mentioned that during the interview. He's starting to see the hole, starting to see where he needs to go a little bit more. He's doing a really good job. Sipe's gone for 5 touchdowns. Tyler Donahue has stepped up into a injury, or Alex Duncan, I believe, is who he's replacing. Duncan's out for the season. Tim Folk's out for the season. We see them down here on the sideline. Folk's still one of the captains. He was out for the coin toss. So we're ready for some football here. The storms went through between 3 and 4 o'clock here. I guess there was a little bit of hail in the area.
Oh, okay.
There were some strong storms, but the wind that there was, I thought was going to affect the game, has totally died down. The flag is just hanging straight down on the flagpole, so there won't be an advantage to going one way or the other that we've seen other times. So we're ready to start the game. first quarter. And our game tonight is brought to you by always our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. North Lincoln will kick off. Jake Dillingham will do the honors. And if you remember our game earlier, Coach Basil mentioned that he was trying to recruit a kicker and said, if you'll kick for me for 2 years, I'll send you to camp. And Jake Dillingham answered the call, and he's doing a great job for him.
100% PATs kicking, if I heard Coach say that in the pregame.
And 5 for 6 on field goals, which we don't normally see. Kickoff goes all the way to the goal line. It's picked up by number 5.
Cornelius.
It's a little dark here in the press box here. Jermaine Cornelius. Okay, the light on the phone's going to go on here so I can see what's going on. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors, just over the 20 at the 21-yard line. So West Iredell comes out of the huddle. Now they will line up similar to what North Lincoln does. 1 wide receiver, wings on either side, 2 backs in the backfield. But then they may break that formation.
Yeah, a little more pro style with the tight end sometimes too. So
handoff straight up the middle. Not much there. Met at the line by the North Lincoln defense. And I'm not sure he got back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Well, we said that, Reynolds is going to be one of the keys, but great job. And Coach Basil mentioned his offensive line and defensive line have done great jobs, and that was a great job there by the North Lincoln defensive front.
And that was Ferguson on the carry, right?
Yes.
So right out of the gate, it's a -2 for Ferguson. It'll be 2nd and 12. Of course, there's all-world linebacker Ryan Pisani we forgot to mention, but we will mention him plenty tonight. Quick pass out in the flat, catch is made. Receiver goes down on a knee, and it's caught at about the 24-yard line, so a short game there. Catch by Simon Jeffries, number 6.
Yeah, pass was a little low, so he had to go down and get it, and so his knee was already touching when he made the catch, but did come up with the catch. At least get some positive yards on that particular play.
Gain of 5 on that one. So it's already a quick 3rd down here. North Lincoln trying to get a 3 and out to start the game to really make the decision to Fur look good. Quarterback back to pass. He's pressured, intercepted, it's picked off. It's picked off by number 8, Tanner Ayers, and he walks all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Quarterback was under pressure, double clutched, threw late, and Ayers was sitting there waiting on the play. He picked it off at about the 15 and walked all the way into the end zone. Great start for North Lincoln.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to set up some sort of screenplay, but of course, as you mentioned, it took a while to develop, and that was just an ill-advised throw. Should have been one of those sent into the bleachers, and he just kind of lobbed it right up. Easy catch for Ayers, and just nobody in front walked right in for the pick 6.
So that was a Whitetail Properties touchdown for the Knights. Jake Dillingham will come on and attempt the James River Equipment PAT. Snap, hold, kick is up, and he continues to be perfect on the season. So just a minute and 36 seconds into the game, it's North Lincoln 7, West Iredell 0. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Attention home buyers. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate at 1-800-7-THE-WEB and receive $25 off any new service from Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control.
How would you like 2 years of free maintenance on your new heating and air conditioning system? Of course you would. And now you can get it from Rye Heating and Air Conditioning. With the purchase and installation of a qualifying system, you get 2 years of free maintenance. But hurry, offer ends soon. But that's not all. Buy a repair or maintenance plan and get a free diagnostic. That's up to a $79.99 value. Call Rye Heating and Air Conditioning for more information at 980-452-7172. Online at ryeheatingandair.com.
Quick strike by North Lincoln puts them up 7-0 after the interception return by Tanner Ayers. Jake Dillingham will kick off. C.J. Ferguson back for the Warriors. Dillingham with another good kick. This one carries to the 2-yard line this time. Ferguson catches it, goes down the right sideline, and he's forced out of bounds. Gets out about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, well, it would be interesting to see what West Iredell tries to come up with during the second series. Again, they tried to change up formations. I saw a lot of different formations, a pro style with a tight end, slot receiver. They run the spread. So we'll see how we just stay with the basics, stay with the game plan, even after that first initial series with the pick six.
So we've yet to see the North Lincoln offense, but they're up 7-0. Handoff up the middle. Over the left side, doesn't have much there, but he does get out to the 30-yard line. So when I say not much, that's 5 yards. So.
Yeah, we mentioned, Ryan Bassani and I think it's his brother, right?
Yeah, he's got a brother.
Yeah, 66, right? Justin Bassani.
Justin.
Yeah, I was trying to think of his name, but yeah, they obviously do a very good job for the defensive side for North Lincoln. They typically run a 4-4 style of defense.
Handoff over the right side. Ferguson again. He gets across the 25 out to maybe about the 27.
Yeah, I was going to say that was Bassani brothers there with that tackle.
Little family meeting at the running back. So 3rd and 3. Gain of 2 on that play. 2 backs in the backfield, kind of a pistol formation. Handoff. He's met at the line and shoved back. Actually, he's met behind the line. He gets out to the 31, so that'll be a loss of 1 on that play. I'm wondering if the PA announcer just has Ryan Bassani's name on an infinite loop here, because he's going to say it enough times tonight.
I thought a lot of that was done pretty much by the defensive tackle there, number 50, Grant Mullen for North Lincoln. He penetrated, got right around the center, and that forced Reynolds to kind of try to pick a different hole, and then by that time the rest of the North Lincoln defense was there.
Asher Frisbee will be back to punt for West Iredell. Back to receive.
Tyler got a roll.
Was number 21, Tyler Donahue. He lets it bounce at about the 35-yard line, and I guess the wet turf didn't slow it down, because it bounced all the way down to the 20-yard line. So this will be the first possession for the North Lincoln offense, and they already have a lead. That's always fun to start that way, isn't it?
Like I say, that makes the coaches look good when they win the toss, defer, and offense hasn't been on the field, and up 7-0, yeah. But we'll see if they can put a drive together here, burn some clock, keep Reynolds off the sideline unless he plays defense. I don't have him down as a defensive player yet.
Man in motion. Handoff up middle. He breaks it to the outside. It's Shannon Wingate. He's across the 40, across the 30, almost gets there. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Huge hole over the right side, and he just found lots of empty space.
Yeah, just a straight little off-tackle play, and there was nothing but green grass in front of him. Great job, great run. Showed a great burst of speed coming through that line. I'm trying to see what I wrote down
65
for.
65 yards.
Yeah, for the defense. Yeah, they run us, again, because of maybe the coaching sort of family tree, they run basically a 4-4 as well up front. Again, when there's a running team, so they got some pretty good size, but that was just a straight off tackle to the right. Great play there by North Lincoln.
First down in the red zone. Ball at the 15-yard line. Little movement by West Iredell, but not into the line. Motion by Donahue. Wingate now goes over the left side, bulls his way forward across the 10, down to the 5. So he gets down to about the 4-yard line. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights, first and goal from the 4-yard line.
That was just the same play to the left side. So obviously they see something kind of just off tackle And as Coach Pisani sort of mentioned again in pregame, the offensive line, defensive line have done a spectacular job this year for North Lincoln, and that was obvious on that play, as well as what they've done so far on the defensive side.
This time, 2 wide receivers, both off to the left of the formation. Eli Sipe is the quarterback. He hands off. It's Wingate again. He's done all the work, and now he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. And it's now 13-0. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. Nice little 4-yard dive touchdown.
Again, they're just trusting that offensive line to put a hat on a hat, just go straight forward. If you can get to the second level, great, but the second level that they're getting to has been done by the running back. So, yeah, West Iredell is going to try to make some sort of adjustment, see if they can get some kind of penetration against this North Lincoln offense.
Again, Dillingham on to kick the extra point. That'll be a James River Equipment conversion attempt. James River Equipment in Shelby. Sipe is the holder. Left-footed Dillingham comes up, kicks, and pounds it through, clear out to the soccer goals way out behind the goalpost. So with 6:52 to go in the first quarter, it's North Lincoln 14, West Iredell 0. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
First Federal Savings Bank. They've been serving Lincoln County and the surrounding counties since 1940. If you're looking to build your dream home, purchase a new home, or buy land, they have the products and services for you. At First Federal Savings Bank, they want to get to know you by name and build a relationship for generations to come. Give them a call at 704-735-0416 or visit the website at ffsb-nc.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Dillingham kicks off. Ferguson catches the ball at the 2-yard line and only gets back to about the 13-yard line because he ran pretty much east-west. He was going at an angle, wasn't going up the field. So poor field position, as if they don't have enough going against them already.
Yeah, the field's about 52, 55 yards wide, so he probably ran more wide than he did up. Here's a kind of different formation with Ferguson behind the trip set out left.
Yeah, we've got 5 wide receivers, and that didn't work too well. We're going to have a false start against West Iredell. That'll push him back to the 8-yard line. First penalty of the night. And North Lincoln, their new PA system, we have a mic'd up referee, so maybe we'll have fewer questions than we've had in games past about what was that call. But same formation, back to pass, throws made. Oh, now they're going to call interference on that one. It looked like
Cam Adams, yeah, number 5, got in there a little too early.
Now Elijah Williams was the quarterback on that play. It was not Gaither. Cam Adams in the coverage for North Lincoln got there just a little bit before the ball did, so there'll be an interference penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty. Is it from the spot of the foul as well?
I believe so, yeah. Usually the difference between holding and interference, holding is usually before the ball is thrown. Interference, obviously, is when it's after thrown. And that was definitely in the air as it almost got to the receiver. Cam Adams a little too aggressive on that play.
So first down by penalty for West Iredell, their first of the game. Williams back to pass, throws again down the sideline. Coverage is there. Cam Adams didn't let it bother him. He was right there in great position to knock that one down. It was intended for number 5, Jermaine Cornelius.
Yeah, a little different look. They're kind of using Ferguson maybe as a decoy, putting him out with that trip side, 4 receiver side, and trying to get a little one-on-one against Cam Adams. And, well, I guess it's 1 for 1.
1 for 1, yes. 1-on-1, 1 for 1, 1 for Adams, 1 for West Iredell. So a little more traditional formation now, 1 wide receiver each side. And Williams is in at quarterback. Seems to be staying in. High snap, handoff to Ferguson. He tries to go around the right side. High snap, I think, disrupted that one. Not much there. In fact, they lose a yard.
Yeah, the North Lincoln defense is just honing in, just very aggressive, getting up on the line, not getting West Iredell any chance to get going. That's usually what you do against a running back that size. If you kind of think maybe of Henry there for the Tennessee Titans, don't let him get up to speed, because once he gets going, it'll be tough to break down. And they're doing a fantastic job on Ferguson.
4 wide receivers. Throw. It's caught. And now they're going to call that incomplete. It looked like it might have been a catch and a fumble, but they said he didn't have possession long enough. So Gaither is back in at quarterback. We're going to have to look every play to see who's taking the snap for West Iredell. They're really shuffling him around. That was Gaither again that time, and that was incomplete. So that'll be 4th down. West Iredell forced to punt a second time. Asher Frisbee. Tyler Donahue back for the Knights. Donahue calls for the fair catch. He's got the ball at the 45-yard line. Much better decision than the last time. Last time let it bounce, and it went another 25 yards after that.
Yeah, you were kind of mentioning the wind. That flag is now up a little bit, and it looks like it's helping West Iredell at the moment, going from our right to left, even though that one didn't really turn over enough to kind of get the assistance.
Unless you look at the top of the goalpost at the other end, and it's going the other direction. It's like the golf courses around here. The wind swirls in every direction and always in your face, no matter what way you turn. North Lincoln hands the ball off. It's Wingate again. He's got a big hole. He's through. He's over the 50, the 40, the 20. And again, he's brought down just before he gets to the end zone. They have definitely seen something.
I'm having a little deja vu. I mean, that was basically the same first play they ran at the start their last series.
Well, it's the same 4 plays they've run.
and pushed out of bounds again by the same defensive back, Cornelius, for West Iredell. Yeah, they've just straight off tackle.
He's out at the 3-yard line. 52-yard run in that case. Had to sit there and do my math. So he's way over 100 already. 4 carries, well over 100. Fake the man in motion. Sipe taking his time. I see the 25-second clocks are not working, so handoff.
I think he kept it. Yeah, he faked it.
Nope, he did take it. Sipe keeps the ball, goes through the left side. I thought he had handed it off. He went himself, followed his blocker, and he's in the end zone for another Whitetail Properties touchdown for the Knights.
Well, I can honestly say I did not see this coming. 21 points, not even 8 minutes into the first quarter. North Lincoln, like you say, he's definitely seen something on the offensive side to get out to this hot start.
And now it'll be time for the James River Equipment point after touchdown. Jake Dillingham will be on. Eli Sipe, the quarterback, will hold. I'm trying to see who the snapper is. Got to give them credit too. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:45 to go in the first quarter, on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 21, West Iredell 0. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
It's a Buick GMC fall sale at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Take $2,000 off the new Buick Encore GX and the Buick Envision, and take $4,000 off the Buick Enclaves. But that's not all. Take $2,500 off the GMC Terrain and $3,000 off the new GMC Acadia. Plus, big savings on the remaining new Chevrolets with new models arriving every day. At Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Where you get your tag does make a difference. At the North Carolina DMV Tag Office in Lincoln, they want to make sure your tag purchase experience is a pleasant one. They're located at 2683 East Main Street in Lincoln, in the Carolina Shopping Center. It's big and spacious, and they have plenty of attendants to help serve you. They want to get you in and out as fast as possible. The North Carolina DMV Tag Office at 2683 East Main Street in the Carolina Shopping Center, Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
With the wind in his face a bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Dellingham to kick off for the fourth time already in this game. Gets it down to the 15. I think his leg's getting tired. Picked up the 8-yard line. C.J. Ferguson again. And then good coverage by the Knights, trying to strip the ball and make the tackle. And he has trouble getting back to the 20-yard line. Dillingham's turning out to be quite a weapon for North Lincoln.
Yeah, as you mentioned, quite impressive, kicking into a little bit of a breeze. That's kind of picked up here as we start the ball game, and three PATs and 4 kickoffs. Just going to have to maybe take a seat, rest up.
He'll have to get the athletic trainer to get out the Theragun on his leg or something to loosen it up. Gaither back to pass. He's under pressure. He's flushed, and he is brought down for the sack.
Justin Bassani.
And the Bassani family saga continues. Justin Bassani with a sack behind the line. They have really bottled up the West Iredell offense.
Yeah, what's impressive is that they only had 3 rushers on that one. They pretty much spread out Bassani to the defensive right, and then they've got number 11, Rinkus, over to the left playing defensive end with a nose tackle, number 50. As we mentioned earlier, Grant Mullen. And they've 3-on-5 and the 3-1.
And now we're back to Williams at quarterback. He hands off, and he's met in the backfield. He barely got the ball before he was hit in the backfield.
And you could probably guess who it was, number 66.
Justin Bassani. That was my first guess. And a loss of another yard. So Ferguson is barely above water. 6 carries, 1 yard.
Well, like I said, that was kind of a sort of a strange play because they took the left offensive tackle to come out left, and Bassani just refilled the spot, went down the line, made the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Williams at quarterback still, back to pass, looks, throws downfield. He's hit as he throws it. Catch is made at the 45-yard line. Catch is made by Cornelius. And he's finally dragged out of bounds at the 3-yard line. He caught that right over the top of his helmet. That's a tough play to make.
That was 1 second from being a sack, a yard of being maybe short and incomplete, but it was actually perfect to number 5, Jermaine Cornelius, and a big gain, big play there by West Iredell. They needed that.
80 yards.
And he threw that before he really got through the line, so he just kind of threw it out there.
He threw it, let him run underneath it, and he caught it over the top of his helmet. It wasn't over either shoulder. And it wasn't bad coverage. The defender for North Lincoln was right behind him. So now there'll be a timeout on the field, probably to let Ferguson catch his breath, or Cornelius rather, catch his breath after that play. So they'll have a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, just a straight little play action pass. As you mentioned, it looked like North Lincoln maybe blitzed the outside linebacker on that defensive left, offensive right. And just at the last second, he was able to throw it up top. Perfect pass, as you mentioned. If it was a yard short, it would have been broken up by the North Lincoln defensive back. But it was perfect right down the middle of the field, post pattern. And that was something that West Iredell has desperately needed, already down 21-0 here in the first quarter.
Well, then maybe they're looking at it just saying, you know what, we're not running against these guys. I mean, you look at what they've got so far. They've got negative yardage rushing. Ferguson is 1 yard, and then the sack on Gaither is a -4. So rushing-wise, they're -3 on 7 carries. They got to do something. Throw the ball, because the running is not working for West Iredell. It is working for North. Back on the field now. Gaither takes the snap, hands off to Ferguson. He goes over the right side and walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown for West Iredell. Yet another Whitetail Properties touchdown, already the 4th one of the first quarter. This is starting to look like, what game was it? Oh, it was a Lincolnton Bandies game. My goodness. 5 touchdowns in the first quarter, 8 in the first half. We're on pace for that. So Asher Frisbee will be on to attempt the James River Equipment PAT. Soccer-style kicker from the right side. Dillingham from the left for North Lincoln.
The wind is just almost non-existent.
Snap, hold, good kick, and it's good. So with 2:40 to go in the first quarter, it's North Lincoln 21, West Iredell 7. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Try Tyndall, trust Tyndall, love Tyndall. We're speaking of Tyndall Ford in Gastonia. Tyndall Ford is family owned and operated and has been serving this area since 1974. They are a recipient of the Ford President's Award, one of Ford Motor Company's most prestigious awards, which recognizes dealers that achieve the highest levels of customer satisfaction, from new and used cars to major fleet and commercial truck sales, and a state-of-the-art body shop. So try Tyndall, trust Tyndall, and you'll love Tyndall. Tyndall Ford, 1901 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, online at tyndallford.com. Take your pick on a brand new Bobcat mower from West End Sales in Vail. Pick 0% APR on financing for 60 months or get an $800 instant rebate. You just take your pick and pick out your new Bobcat mower. Take a look at a Bobcat ZT2000, $500 instant cash rebate. A Bobcat ZT3000, $700 instant cash rebate. Or the Bobcat ZT3500 with an $800 instant rebate. See them today at West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail. Online at westensales.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Kicking off will be Asher Frisbee for West Iredell. First kick by Frisbee tonight. Back to deep is Shannon Wingett and Tyler Donahue. Kicks high, fielded at the 12 by Wingett. He works his way up the right sideline, forced out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for North Lincoln. First kick they've had to field tonight.
Yeah, tackle made by Ferguson, so it looks like trying to get him on every aspect they can. But of course, he's going off for defense to come on for West Iredell.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. They give them progress to the 30-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Knights there. Sipe. Hand off up the middle. Wingett, for the first time, it's actually stopped on a play.
Number 3, Shannon Wingett on the carry. Stop on the plate by number 8, Jalen Whitaker.
But he did get 3 yards when it looked like he just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they maybe brought in, I'm not going to say it's an extra defensive lineman, but more of a outside linebacker. But, yeah, they're going to try to slow up this running attack of the Knights.
Play clocks are not working here at North Lincoln, so it'll be kept on the field. Handoff, here goes Wingett again. He breaks the tackle. He's across the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, and this time he gets all the way to the house. Another touchdown. 67 yards on that play for Shannon Wingett, and he's got to be close to 200 already tonight. And it's the first quarter.
Again, off the right side. This one wasn't quite as wide. This one was more of an inside, almost veer type of play, just pretty much between the guard and the center. But again, with that extra lineman up front, they must have taken somebody out of the defensive back. And once he got to the second level, he just used his speed. And this time they didn't catch him. Great play there by the Knights.
Dillingham on for yet another kick. He's going to get almost as much airtime as the Bassanis. So 208 yards unofficially in the first quarter. Dillingham's kick is up, and extremely good and long. So with 1:46 to go, we're still in the first quarter. 5 touchdowns again. This is like Lincolnton Bandies all over. It's North Lincoln 28, West Iredell 7. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Ferguson again from the 3. And there's everybody there for North. Good. But he did all that just to get to another good kick by Dillingham, and another questionable return by C.J. Ferguson. He's running more sideways than forward. He caught it at the 3-yard line, and yeah, there was good coverage by North Lincoln. They kept in their lanes, and he barely got to the 20-yard line.
We mentioned earlier on one of his returns, he got to the middle, probably ran 20-something yards. That was almost like a 30, 40-yard run to the right rather than the 17 up.
Gaither under center, hands off. Number 1, Elijah Williams, who has played quarterback some as well. He carries the ball over the left side and gets 3 yards, so that will actually get them back to positive rushing yardage by 2 yards.
Yeah, running a little bit different formation here. 3 backs in the backfield. Almost a wing T sort of look. Again, maybe trying to set up a counter or try to set something up here, but that was just a straight off tackle left run.
Handoff, Ferguson works his way over the right side, gets through, is met by number 10, Aaron Doden, and Doden goes backwards a little bit.
Yeah, another Turner Hauser first down there for tonight, but yeah, again, that was the hard run from Ferguson. He got up to speed a little bit there, and Doden was the one that took the brunt of that run from Ferguson.
But did bring him down, but yes, he paid the price a bit on that one. So again, full house backfield is the formation. Gaither under center. Handoff. Not much there, breaks a tackle. It's Kate. There's Thien Stevenson. That's the first time we've called his number tonight. He kind of worms his way forward, gets out to the 35-yard line for a gain of 4. And another Bassani tackle.
It looks like we might be to the end of first quarter.
And we finally got to the end of the first quarter. It took a while, a lot of scoring, but on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 28, West Iredell 7. We'll be back with a second quarter on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Trusted, tried, and true. Those 3 words represent the highest standards for the Kawasaki Mule side-by-side. Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hardworking people doing the toughest jobs. True means staying authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell.
Bennett Funeral Service is a proud supporter of Lincoln County Athletics, and we wish them a successful season. Bennett Funeral Service is family-owned and operated by Robbie and Rhonda Bennett, and they care about you and your family, featuring traditional funerals and cremation services. And yes, pre-planning transfers are accepted. For more information, call 828-465-2111. visit their website at bennettfuneralservice.com. In your time of need, call upon Bennett Funeral Service, 7878 Highway 16 in Newton and 502 First Avenue South in Conover. We are here for you.
Second quarter underway here at North Lincoln. Again, our title sponsor for Lincoln County football is Bugbusters of Lincolnton. We thank them for their sponsorship throughout the season. First play, C.J. Ferguson goes around the left side, gains a few yards, gets out to the 36. It'll be third down and about 5, long 5, short 6.
Yeah, tackle there by Ryan Bassani. Great job there bringing down Ferguson as he's about ready to get out wide and maybe break for a bigger gain. So we'll see what happens here on third down.
Williams takes the snap, takes it back, and wishes he hadn't. He's sacked in the backfield. Elijah Williams, again, the rotating quarterback situation here for West Iredell. It's tough for us to keep track of who all's lining up. I think the key is Gaither seems to be under center more and Williams seems to be in the shotgun more, but not always.
Maybe just trying to get more. Might be a little bit better passer. That time looked like there was a little bit of a fumble on the snap. Couldn't really get himself situated. I don't know what kind of play it was going to be, some kind of pass. But number 50 for North Lincoln, Mullen, got in there quick for the sack.
Asher Frisbee punts. Fair catch called for. Tyler Donahue has it just short of the 40-yard line. So already with a 21-point lead, North Lincoln will get the ball quickly to start the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what West Iredell can kind of cook up here, try to stop Donahue here. But, they brought up maybe an extra defensive lineman. I don't think that really is the problem. It's more second level, third level type of plays from the linebackers and the safeties that maybe slow him down.
Because he just gets through the line and there's nobody home. It's amazing. If you could see what we're seeing, I could get through the holes and maybe get 10 yards. I wouldn't get 60 or 70 like Wingate does. Now, sight back to pass. He's looking downfield. Oh, a play is almost made. Number 20, Owen Hammond, almost brings that in. And this is how North Lincoln normally does pass. Run, and then you start pushing everybody up, and all of a sudden they'll send somebody long. Because if you look at their averages, they don't have a lot of catches, but there's a lot of big plays in there, 20 yards, 25 yards. They have gaudy averages for not throwing much.
Right, that was just obviously, as you mentioned, they've been running it so well. It was just a straight play action, slot receiver Hammond just right up the seam and almost completion.
Well, they hand off to Wingate, go back to what's worked. He gets across the 50-yard line. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down as he crosses to the Warrior 46-yard line. Another good-sized chunk of yardage. I've got him for about 216 on just 7 carries, which is, an average about 29, 30 yards a carry. Nothing much. See it all the time.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing in some of the big guys here for West Iredell to try to slow up this offense, as Ferguson made the tackle there for West Iredell. But they're creeping more towards that line of scrimmage. Here's another pass.
Back, throws out in the flat. He's got a man open. It's Peyton Schmidt, but he overthrows him. Schmidt had a lot of real estate in front of him if he could have hauled that one in.
Yeah, again, another one of those little play action passes that a little bit better connection, a little bit more patience, I think, on that one. It would probably win a completion, but he threw it kind of quick over a pretty good sized defensive front for West Iredell.
They do have some size.
And, maybe you couldn't see it quite well. If he waited just a split second longer, it probably would have completed it.
So 2nd and 10, ball at the Warrior 46. Sipe keeps it, pitches. It's behind the back. He is able to haul it in. It was to Ernesto Cardeneris.
A loss of 2 on the play brings up a third down and 12.
That's a tackle for loss. It was a pitch to the slot back, wing back.
Was it Cardenas, 24? I think it was.
Yeah.
He made a good play just to get the ball. So they lose 2 on that. And it'll be 3rd and 12. Situation North has not seen tonight. 2 wide receivers, high snap, Sipe looks, throws out in the flat. Pretty good coverage there. If that had been caught by Hammond, I'm not sure how far he would have gotten. There was pretty good coverage coming quickly from number 4, Xavier Pete.
Yeah, Ferguson, again, as we mentioned, offensive, obviously, threat with the running back when West Iredell is on offense, but he needs some plays on the defense. He came in on a blitz playing outside linebacker, and probably a good decision, if it was a decision by Sipe, just to overthrow it. Basically get that ball out of bounds, as you mentioned. He never would have got any positive yards on that. And so just punt it. You're up by 21. Don't do anything crazy.
Tanner Ayers on to punt for North Lincoln. Wind a little bit behind him. He gets a good kickoff. Lands at the 15, takes a really good bounce. North Lincoln down there, good coverage.
Oh.
And it just bounds into the end zone. They almost had it, but it'll be coming out to the 20-yard line.
Are they marking them down at the 3?
I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, wait, high school, it doesn't matter if the body's in the end zone, it's the ball. And they did keep it out. So it goes where it was first touched, which was the 3-yard line. So it did turn out well for North Lincoln. Good punt there.
And, of course, they are talking about it. I thought if any part of your body, no matter what level, it was a touchback. But
so now we got a discussion there at the 3-yard line. North Lincoln does have a mic'd referee. And now they're changing the call. They're saying it will be a touchback. I was kind of surprised. The one player was laying completely in the end zone. His arm was sticking out, holding the ball out.
Yeah, I thought maybe it broke the plane as well. So.
Okay. So they have a mic'd official here, and he gave a nice explanation of that for the fans. I know you can't hear it. We barely can. So Gaither, he is the quarterback. He hands off. Not much there. There are 8 players for North Lincoln around the ball there. They are really swarming to it.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the defensive line's getting good penetration, and then the linebackers, led by Ryan Bassan, is usually just there to finish it off, and he gets out of the pile again. But a good job there by the defensive line. I can give an assist to probably 6 or 7 guys on the defensive side for that one. But
because this is a play that was going on, I'm looking, how many guys aren't in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 7.
Well, it looked like it was just the same for West Iredell. They were trying to push them down the field.
It looked more like rugby as the scrum moves down the field. Back to pass. Gaither throws it out in the flat. Pass is complete to Cornelius. He's close to the first down and has it. He gets across the 30-yard line, which was a line to gain. He's out to the 31, so another completed pass this time for 8 yards, not 80.
That should be a Whitetail Properties first down.
And it
looks like he just got across, to the 31, so 11 yards on 2 plays is your first down.
Math is our strong suit here.
Not recognizing timeouts, isn't it? No.
That's not so good. 1st and 10, handoff to Ferguson, and again, stood up near the line of scrimmage, might have wormed his way forward for a yard. And Ryan Bassani seems to be the personal escort for C.J. Ferguson. He's there on the tackle yet again.
Yeah, I'm putting down little small T's for tackle in his box because I think I may need the entire box tonight. The way Ryan Bassani's going.
You might want to give him an entire row on your sheet there.
We can go straight down.
Okay.
He gets a column, not a row.
Pass, Gaither throws. It's over the middle. Off the hands of Cornelius. Almost picked off.
And that was Ayers who had the pick 6 on the first drive there from West Iredell. Again, almost got the interception there. A little high pass.
I'll tell you what, there was only one guy between him and the end zone, and he probably wouldn't have realized he had the ball already. He might have scored again.
Oh, we got down. Is that Ferguson?
Ferguson was kind of slow getting up after the last one.
Looks more, is that a cramp? Yeah, cramp.
That's a little cool tonight. It's for a cramp, isn't it? Although he's playing so many plays.
Well, he's on, yeah.
Kickoff,
Offense and kickoff
defense.
return, kickoff coverage.
Is that Ferguson? Because I still haven't been able to tell. Pull out the rangefinder here.
We're going to know how far from the press box he is, at least.
64 yards.
That's
and and Ferguson, it was Ferguson. He popped up. He's walking off the field, slight limp, so you know there's a bit of a cramp there, cramping his style.
Ooh.
Oh, it wasn't that good.
I know.
Yeah.
I was trying to give you some props.
Yeah, thanks.
You're usually a little bit better than that.
Oh, everybody is a critic. What are you working for the New York Times entertainment section? What is this?
TMZ, and they're the ones that usually call.
So 3rd and 7. We've got 3 wide receivers way over to the far side of the field. Gaither back to pass, looks, throws. His arm is hit as it's thrown. It's underthrown and intercepted. Pass is picked off by number 25, Pearson Abisher. So another interception by the Knights. Abisher with the catch, but an assist has to go to whoever the defender was.
Yeah,
hit his arm a little bit.
Yeah, number 11 on Brady Rinkus got in, played most of the defensive end spots, outside linebacker. When they want to come up and try to give a different look up front, got in again, as been doing all night. Hit his arm as he threw it, and of course was underthrown, and good coverage. Pick off there.
So Abisher and Ayers both with pickoffs tonight. I guess if your name starts with A, you're in good shape. Secondary. And now North Lincoln will have the ball at their own 37. They shift into a passing formation. 3 wide receivers. Snap over Sipes' head, and he just falls on it back at the 21-yard line. And we've got a player down at the line of scrimmage. We're trying to get the number of the player, but a 15-yard loss on that play. Pass, or the snap went completely over Ayers' head. He had to go back and just fall on it. So loss of 15, and also you've got a player down.
Yeah, I'm not sure who to give the sack to, as Sipe just, as you mentioned, just
I think
fell
it's the
on
closest
it.
person.
Yeah, I gave it to 39 for West Iredell, Tristan Hopkins, but they're very concerned. Like I said, the defensive line, offensive line has been playing really, really well for North Lincoln. I don't know if that's an offensive lineman or not.
I would think so, because it's right at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
He didn't move.
I didn't see really what happened other than the snap over the head.
It's like number 60. He's up and walking off the field. Christian Easter. 5'7", 185. A little fire plug there. So he will come off for at least one play. But a big loss for North Lincoln. 15 yards is 2nd and 25. It's like you got one of those huge penalties.
Yeah, I'm just going to maybe try to keep an eye on number 6. He gives up his helmet, and you wonder if that's maybe a neck or head injury once that helmet is put aside, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Hand off to Wingate. Oh, good Lord, here he goes again. He gets across the 35, out near the 40, so he gets the sack or fumble yardage back. He's out to the 39, so a gain of 17 on that play. And he's getting up to the 240 range now.
Yeah,
all the armchair coaches here in the press box are going, don't throw again. Hand it to Wingate.
And you can go Wingate left and Wingate right. I mean, that'd be an easy play call, but
it might be. It's worked all night. The shortest run he had was 4 yards, and that was for a touchdown. Hand off, Wingate again through the line, gets tripped up, gets out to about the 44-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 3. And here comes Ayers, so I guess they are going to punt. There was a lot of other substitutions. I couldn't tell at first. So he got 5 yards on that play. That should put him right at 240 yards for the first half.
Man.
We've still got 5 minutes to go. But it is 4th and 3. North Lincoln has sent the punt team back out on the field, Tanner Ayers. And they got motion. They got motion. Player jumped offside for Wes Iredell. He was not drawn off, so the penalty is going to give the ball to North Lincoln. It's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down, and they retain possession.
Well, that's one of the easier first downs you're going to get. Again, a lot of times you see that on punt coverages, or if it's fourth with the clock getting towards 2 minutes, they try to make you jump. And Ferguson, who's obviously one of the better players for West Iredell, just jumped offside. And I see number 60 came in for North Lincoln, so nothing too bad the way it looks.
Handoff. Wingate takes it up the middle, burrows his way across midfield, gets down to the 46-yard line. Gain of 4. I got him at 242 yards on 10 carries.
That's an easy figure out for average.
That's why I did it now. Not a lot of brain power necessary.
And again, they got 3 interior, 2 defensive end outside backers. See what they can do here.
Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got a man out there. It's 38, which I do not have. AG? We're looking down my roster here. I do not see that name anywhere.
Normally we call him John Doe, but they say it's AG for North Lincoln.
Okay.
We'll guess we'll
it's number 38.
trying to see if there's maybe another number for AG. I don't see it.
Well, he gains 14. I guess we can't call him John Doe. We had 3 John Does last week. Well, you get rosters that don't have, all of a sudden it's like, well, we don't have that number. We don't have that number. We got a couple of them during the course of the game. But it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. They're going to take a timeout here. 3:29 to go in the first half, leading 28-7. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back on the Lincoln County Game of the Week after this.
It's the all-new Nissan of Shelby, where they do the right thing. First time, every time. Nissan of Shelby now has new management, plus a big new inventory with new prices, giving you a whole new customer experience. Check their amazing lineup. Nissan Rogues and Muranos, and trucks like the Nissan Frontier and Titan, plus a wide range of pre-owned vehicles with special rates and pricing. Come to the all-new Nissan of Shelby, 631 South Post Road, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Online at nissanofshelby.com.
Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineer certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivaledmetalbuildings.com.
I'm out here at North Lincoln. Sipe fakes right, goes left, pitches the ball to number 14, Peyton Schmidt. It's another first down for the Knights, brought to you by Turner Hauser Insurance, as they're now down to the 14-yard line. Gain of 16 on that play.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more into the control the clock mode, keep the ball off on with them rather than West Iredell.
And up the middle, it's Wingate, and he's in for the touchdown. So a 14-yard touchdown run. Who else? Shannon Wingate. I think we've got our award winner already for the game. And it's still 2:51 to go in the first half.
We definitely got offense and the defense. Bassani on defense and Donahill on, or Wingate rather, on offense.
We love him, Mo. We love him.
So it's now 34-7. Dillingham on for the extra point. Brought to you by James River Equipment. So the 6th Whitetail Properties touchdown in the first half, 5 by North Lincoln. We thought this would be a little closer game. We thought wrong. So Dillingham on for the extra point. Snap, hold. Good job by Sipe. It was a little bit high. The kick is good and a flag is thrown. Player ran into the holder or the kicker.
Yeah, it's depending on if it's running into or unsportsmanlike kind of running. And we'll find out here because we got a mic'd ref, this is great. It's almost like instant replay for us.
Running into the kicker is the call, so it'll be assessed on the kickoff. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it is 35-7. Couple more scores and we're into running clock territory.
I don't know if
we'll get there, but
we're trying to find out the East Lincoln score. But we did hear that Maiden is up 28-21 on Lincolnton on the two-way side.
And that's a big battle over there. Lincolnton trying to stay in touch for second place. West Lincoln played last night, beat East Burke. The Lincoln County schools stayed on Friday night, but West Lincoln was on the road, so that's why they had to play last night at East Burke. So they're already at 5-1. Lincolnton's trying to hold serve and stay 5-1. Those two meet next week. And I'm trying to remember if that's at Lincolnton. I think it's at West Lincoln. Too many notes and no.
Yeah, you got it. Lincolnton at West Lincoln.
It's at West Lincoln. So that will be, if Lincolnton can hold serve, that will be for the second seed out of the Catawba Valley 2A conference. So 2:51 here to go in the first half. Jake Dillingham on to kick yet again. And it'll be Ferguson and Cornelius back as always. This kick goes into the end zone on the fly. That's an automatic touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for West Iredell at their own 20. A little bit of breeze behind him. He was getting it almost to the end zone, into the wind. He gets it into the end zone this time.
Yeah, West Iredell, I think, is at this point, you need to get moving. Like I said, they've really only had the one big pass play, that 80-yarder in the first quarter. They're going to have to see what they can get going here. But as of now, North Lincoln is dominating both sides of the ball.
Other than that 80-yard pass, I've got West Iredell for less than 10 yards of offense. Hand off to Ferguson. He tries. He goes around the left side. A little bit of a gain there. Well, actually, he gets out to the 25-yard line, so almost 5 yards on that. And a timeout. Timeout North Lincoln. They're going to try to preserve the clock here. Interesting call.
Yeah, I'm trying to maybe figure that one out. I mean, you're up by 28. You do get the ball in the second half. They're trying to
score before the half. Score before the half and then take the kickoff and really bury this game.
Interesting. That's their second timeout, as I am now putting this on my sheet after a couple-week debacle up there in Newton Conover.
Well,
those regular listeners are just still shaking their head over.
Yeah, I was like, are you guys really that dumb? That night, we were.
Yes.
Now that scoreboard was way back in the dark. All I could see was the actual lighted numbers. We thought they had timeouts on the board. They do not here. We know that for sure. Handoff there. Again, not much doing. Stumbles forward across the 35 to about the 37. And North Lincoln will spend their final timeout. It'll be 3rd and 3 after the carry by Ferguson. So 2:25 to go. North Lincoln now out of timeouts, but if they can hold them here and get a punt, they should get the ball back with about 1:30. 2-3 carries by Wingate, and you're in the end zone.
That's right, or just the one. It's all you need.
Well,
to
it could
do.
be one, yes. I was giving the benefit of the doubt there.
Okay,
I mean, it's been 2 or 3. I mean, we've had 3-play drive, 4-play drive. It's.
If he stays on his average, that's really 3 carries, right? Because he's averaging 25 or 24, so
yeah,
maybe 2, possibly 3 plays.
Yeah, he's got scary numbers already. 250, almost 260 yards. Hand off to Ferguson, and that strategy's not going to work. He gets across the 30-yard line. He'll have a first down, brought to you by Turner Hauser Insurance. And so that'll move the chains out to the 34, gain of 7 on the play.
Well, technically they did stop the clock because he ran out of bounds. But
they don't get the possession.
But they don't have any timeouts. So.
Right. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to – we're going to be back here next week. We're definitely going to have to spring for the Pixar light here so that we can see what we're doing. Get it to
that or
bounce
my
in.
miner's hat, snake light.
Ferguson again around the left side. It's like they're trying to run the 2-minute offense. He goes out of bounds again to stop the clock. Oh, no, they've got it running. I thought he was out of bounds. Gain of 7.
Yeah, must have just got down before he went out. But it's one kind of chance you take when you're trying to get timeouts to get the ball back. If they do get the first down, you're out of timeouts. But now they're rolling. They're getting towards midfield here. See if they can try to punch one in before the halftime.
But there's not a lot of urgency going to the line. I would have thought they'd huddle up on the line. Back to pass. He's hit as he throws it. Pass goes down the sideline and falls incomplete. I was surprised how far he threw that because he got ripped as soon as he released the ball or as he was releasing the ball.
Yeah, you've got Mullen and Justin Pisani on the defensive line just getting through. Sometimes it seems like they're not even being blocked. They're getting in there so fast.
They are just cruising in there. And one thing Coach pointed out, this is not an oversized line. They're smaller. They're just really quick. Hand off to Ferguson, fumble in the backfield. It was fumbled, but fallen on by Ferguson, so they will retain possession, but it'll be 4th down, and they lost a bunch of yards on that one.
Well, it looks like they might get the ball back here to begin with, but I don't see a punter coming. I don't see Frisbee, the punter for West Iredell, coming on the field.
If he is, he's coming very slowly. I think they're going to let the clock run as much as they can.
Yeah, they've got
not
2
let
timeouts left.
Let North get the ball back with any more time left than they need.
So you're probably looking at, what, maybe 25, maybe 30 seconds if they –
Well,
did they already call their timeout? Why didn't let the play clock go a little bit more?
Well, we don't know what the play clock is because we've got –
Right.
Because we do not have a play clock running here at North tonight. That's some cool air coming in through the window. We've got our crowd mic hanging out, so we're getting a little bit of the breeze in. It cooled off quickly after the storm.
It did. It did.
So it looks like West Iredell has taken a timeout. We've got 1:06 to go, 35-7 the Knights. Like I said, we're trying to see if we can get some scores from other game. If anybody back in the studio has those, we'll be glad to pass them along.
I do have some scores from last night.
Yeah, last night there were a lot of games, especially in Gaston and Cleveland County.
Yeah, so last night, I'm not going to read them all, but, you had Shelby 49, East Gaston 13.
They got exposed.
Yeah.
Shelby will do that to people.
Burns 58-7 over Cherville. Then you've got Bandy's 54, West Caldwell 7. Bunker Hill 48, Newton Conover 21. You mentioned West Lincoln 26, East Burke 0. And then kind of getting over towards Gaston County. North Gadsden 43, Kramer 10. Statesville 48, St. Stephen's 10.
So Statesville's into what amounts to the conference championship game next week.
And about ready to maybe get back, but Hickory 61, Ford 14. And now the punting
so that does set the conference championship game next week's Hickory at Statesville. So Frisbee's on the punt, 4th down, 49 seconds to go. Clock was corrected. And now we're having another discussion. Looks like Coach Wilson is gesticulating wildly to the referee over there.
Well, I mean, I thought we were going to get closer maybe to 30, 35 seconds on the clock when they called the timeout. So I'm wondering if he's questioning what time should be on the clock.
So again, discussion continues. Coach Wilson's still standing on the field for West Iredell. Now he's coming over to talk to Coach Basil. So let's see what this, we do have a mic'd up referee, so that'll remove any doubt afterwards.
Yeah, definitely about the time.
So you were right. Scott's math was on target. Wow, you channeled Joe Lenardi, and now you're doing all this math. Great job. 45 seconds.
I'm going to need 2 days to recover here.
Just from the shock. I got it right. So Frisbee will be back to punt, rather.
Well, it could be a fake. Better be ready.
So finally, we will get to the final 45 seconds of this half. Frisbee drops the snap, does get it away. There wasn't much of a rush. Fair catch called for yet again by Tyler Donahue. Hasn't let him roll after the first one. So he has the ball, and North Lincoln will be 1st and 10 at their 33-yard line. 27 or 37?
37.
37.2 seconds left.
No timeouts.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, no timeouts, but wing get left, wing get right.
And it could be in the end zone.
Yeah, well, maybe keep an eye on that play action. They were close on their 2 pass attempts, so better make sure that West Iredale's safeties, they're only about 8 yards deep.
Hand off to Wingate, and he takes it, gets across the 35, brought down at the 36. So Ashley gets to 37, and we've got a player down.
I think it's Wingate.
It is. That's not good for North Lincoln. So he got 4 yards on that play, but more importantly, he is still down on the turf.
Yeah, that right leg of his is not moving. Well, he's not moving, but the right leg's just sitting there. That was looked like he might have slipped just maybe at the last second, like the turf maybe grabbed his leg when Ferguson for West Iredell made the hit and the tackle. Hope it's not maybe some of those turf injuries that you see.
Well, coaching staff and head trainer
and the
Addie
crowd
McGinnis is out
quiet.
There. Yeah.
I have never seen something like that.
Student section down here is hardly breathing.
He is up.
Okay, they're helping him up, but he's having trouble putting weight on it. And he's hardly putting any weight on his right ankle. And in fact, they're taking him straight to the field house on the far side of the field. He's not even coming to the sideline.
Well, one thing North Lincoln has done a pretty good job, as Coach Basil kind of said in the pregame, is that next man up mentality. They've done a good job getting some players ready, but you definitely don't want to see that. We'll see what victory formation, just take it in, get the halftime here and regroup.
They're going to do that now. Clock is running. They may not even.
Seems to be walking somewhat better going, but.
So clock is rolling. North Lincoln into victory formation, just 10 seconds left. And I don't think they'll have to run a play here. They're just standing around. They're not even going to snap the ball. Sipe takes off, runs down the field towards the locker room, and it is halftime. North Lincoln with a really good first half there, except for the last 30 seconds. There's going to be some questions about that. So it is now on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. North Lincoln 35, West Iredell 7. We'll be back with a stadium halftime show after this extended commercial break.
Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivaledmetalbuildings.com.
Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com. It's the all-new Nissan of Shelby, where they do the right thing. First time, every time. Nissan of Shelby now has new management, plus a big new inventory with new prices, giving you a whole new customer experience. Check their amazing lineup, Nissan Rogues and Muranos, and trucks like the Nissan Frontier and Titan, plus a wide range of pre-owned vehicles with special rates and pricing. Come to the all-new Nissan of Shelby, 631 South Post Road, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Online at nissanofshelby.com.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable, quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
Trusted, tried, and true. Those three words represent the highest standards for the Kawasaki Mule side-by-side. Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hard-working people doing the toughest jobs. True means staying authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. First Federal Savings Bank. They've been serving Lincoln County and the surrounding counties since 1940. If you're looking to build your dream home, purchase a new home, or buy land, they have the products and services for you. At First Federal Savings Bank, they want to get to know you by name and build a relationship for generations to come. Give them a call at 704-735-0416 or visit the website at ffsb-nc.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
On the field crew, 2021 section leader, 2022.
Back here, it's halftime. 35-7, North Lincoln with a big lead in halftime. So it's time for the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Unrivaled Metal Buildings of Lincolnton. And if you look at the stat sheet, it is all North Lincoln. 17 carries, 276 yards, 260 of that on 12 carries by Shannon Wingate. But again, as we said earlier, he went down with an injury on the next to last play of the half, and they took him straight to the field house rather than the sideline. we'll have to see what comes out of that. No yards passing for North Lincoln. 3 attempts, all incomplete by Eli Sipe. So 276 yards in the first half. And then over for West Iredell, 19 carries, 24 yards. C.J. Ferguson coming in with almost 1,200 yards. He's been held to 15 carries, 33 yards. They have done a great job against him.
Yeah, as Coach Basil said, the defensive line's been obviously one of their bright spots with Mullen and Justin Pisani, and they've just stacked that line, gotten through, have gotten Ferguson in the backfield numerous times. As you mentioned, he's ran for over 100 yards in every game, averaging 140 yards per game. And he's at 33 at the half. He's going to have to pick it up if they're going to at least try to make this a ball game.
Passing-wise, trying to sort it by quarterback's been difficult because they've been swapping Gaither and Williams very frequently. So we'll just do the team stats. It's 3 of 9 is all they are. 93 yards, 80 of that on the one play. But they've also had 2 interceptions.
And the pick six, right? Yeah, third play of the game.
Third
it was,
play.
or,
Yeah, third play.
So, yeah, they don't need any help with the way that North Lincoln's running the ball. Getting any help with the defense coming in and contributing on the offensive side.
So doing a quick recap of the scoring, halftime here, the Band of Knights is out on the field. Castles everywhere, a medieval theme, perfect for a team named the Knights and the Band of Knights. But quick recap, as Scott just alluded to, first possession, third play, ill-advised pass by Gaither, double clutched on it, threw it late, and Tanner Ayers was sitting on it, grabbed it, went 15 yards into the end zone, and it was 6-0, and we were barely a minute into the ball game. Dillingham, we'll just say this now, has been perfect on PATs. He's still perfect, 5 for 5 tonight. So he kicked the extra point. It was 7-0 after a punt. It was the Shannon Wingate show for the rest of the half. He took off on a 65-yard run, then 11 on the next play, then 4 for the touchdown. He would have gotten more than that, but the end zone was in his way. So 3 carries, 80 yards on the first drive, and that was just a harbinger of things to come. 14-0. Another 3 and out for West Iredell. Then it was Sipe this time finishing off the run, a 3-yard touchdown. Extra point was good, 21-0. Still in the first quarter. And then an 80-yard pass from Gaither to Cornelius. He got down to the 2-yard line, and they lost. Then it was a 2-yard touchdown run by C.J. Ferguson. Extra point made it 21-7. Still in the first quarter. And then a 67-yard touchdown run by Wingate right after that. Less than a minute later. It's 28-7. Still a minute 46 to go in the first quarter. It was insane that first quarter. Things slowed down a little bit in the second quarter. The only touchdown there was a run with 10:34 to go, and that made it the 35-7 that we have now. That's our halftime score. So we'll take another commercial break here. You're listening to the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Unrivaled Metal Buildings of Lincolnton. We'll be back with more on the Lincoln County Game of the Week after this.
Did Wingate score that last touchdown, or was it?
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah, so he's got 3?
Yeah, he's got 3.
I'm trying to remember who that.
Yeah, I forgot to write it down.
Instructor Andrew Quillen and assistance from Bennett Barnes. The band is led on the field by drum major Emily Curry and field commander Presley Smith.
Take your pick on a brand new Bobcat mower from West End Sales in Vail. Pick 0% APR on financing for 60 months or get an $800 instant rebate. You just take your pick and pick out your new Bobcat mower. Take a look at a Bobcat ZT2000, $500 instant cash rebate. A Bobcat ZT3000, $700 instant cash rebate. Or the Bobcat ZT3500 with an $800 instant rebate. See them today at West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail. Online at westendSales.com. Like them on Facebook too. Triad Corrugated Metal in Lincoln is this area's headquarters for premium metal roofing and supplies. And now just arrived, square tubing for metal carports and metal buildings. Give them a call at 980-429-2278 for pricing and sizes. And they have a wide variety of colors. Visit the website at triadcorrugatedmetal.com and like them on Facebook too. Triad Corrugated Metal, 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln. Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com. Attention home buyers. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate at 1-800-7-THE-WEB and receive $25 off any new service from Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control.
Where you get your tag does make a difference. At the North Carolina DMV Tag Office in Lincoln, they want to make sure your tag purchase experience is a pleasant one. They're located at 2683 East Main Street in Lincoln in the Carolina Shopping Center. It's big and spacious, and they have plenty of attendants to help serve you. They want to get you in and out as fast as possible. The North Carolina DMV Tag Office at 2683 East Main Street in the Carolina Shopping Center, Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
North Iredell than North Lincoln.
Okay.
So they're playing over in Denver right now. And those two teams win. North appears to be in control here. We figure East Lincoln will take care of matters over there for the Mustangs, and that would set up a matchup next week here at North Lincoln for the third seed out of this conference. They'll definitely get in the playoffs, and right now you've got North Lincoln at 19th and East Lincoln at 21st, 16 and 18 in the RPI, so they're pretty close together. If that were the case, if the playoffs were to start this week, let's see, the seeds would be, they would go to East Guilford, the 13th seed, and then the 21st seed, East Lincoln, would go to Kings Mountain as the 11th. Whoa, that'd be a rematch of last year's disaster for the Mountaineers down at Kings Mountain last year.
Yeah, just like Hickory Statesville, and they're undefeated playing for the title next week. Crest and Kings Mountain are doing the same in the Big South as they, won last night each team. So yeah, that could be a flip there, depending on where that one finishes, and of course what happens tonight. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Now you appreciate all Joe Lenardi does when you get, especially when you get to conference championship week, and all of a sudden you got the America East Conference in Vermont with a losing record comes out and blows everything up. Takes a team that was 24-5 that was going to get a pretty good seed, they're out, and Vermont or somebody else in the Albany or Binghamton, whoever's in the America East, suddenly in the tournament, It's like, oh, that screws up all my brackets.
Well, that's, kind of one of the things you kind of have to look at is, the split conferences usually get one depending on the split. And, I've got Parkwood, being the top 3A team out of their conference. I don't know what conference it is. I could look, but the key is that their record is 1-7, and they will be a 10 seed. In that split conference. And the same thing with Freedom, who's basically a 41 in the RPI. at a record of 3-5, slightly better, but they would be a 9 seed and pretty much be called a conference champ in one of those split conferences.
That's why Parkwood would be one of the top 10 seeds, just because they're the least sorry team that's 3A in that conference. It's an interesting way to do it, and it puts teams like South Point or the Kings. Let's see, it's Kings Mountain and who?
Crest.
Kings Mountain and Crest. The loser of that game gets behind the 8 ball. Now all of a sudden they're at least 11th.
Right.
And that's hardly seems fair when you got two teams that are 9-0 going against, let's see, what's Crest? Number 1 in the RPI, and Kings Mountain is number 2 in the RPI.
Yeah.
What's usually the top 2 teams in the state, and one of them is going to drop way down. They might get a second home game in the second round, but then they're on the road the rest of the time if the seeds hold up above them.
Exactly. Yeah, like I say, and then you've got, I think it's West Henderson and Northwest Cabarrus, or maybe Robinson. Again, I have to go back and look at the conferences, but I mean, again, they're pretty much in the same boat as Crest, Kings Mountain, Hickory, Statesville. 2 undefeated teams vying, and they're going to fall in the same boat, depending on, again, what happens in their final game of the season.
And let's look over at the 2A side. It's been interesting over there. Monroe's been pretty much the top team most of the year, or one of the top teams. But if you look at the RPI, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, I don't know if this was anything about last night or what, but and again, hopefully this stuff gets corrected before they get ready to actually make the seeds. But they've got Forest Hills as the first seed, but they're not even winning their conference. So that's Monroe. So I don't know.
What did their non-conference look like? Was it West Charlotte and Huff and just something wicked?
Yeah, like I said, the split conferences are just, for one, that's kind of why my brain started melting and my eyes started crossing because, there's 11 conferences in the 2A West, and 7 of them were split.
Oh.
So, again, trying to figure out who's the 2A and then trying to, put the conference champ in, and then the rest, only 5 automatic berths. And of course, there's always an exception to the rule, because one of the conferences that actually had that was split got 2 seeds. So I don't know how they came up with that. But anyway, you've got West Lincoln, who's, basically second in the conference, going to be a 12 seed. Obviously with Bunker Hill being undefeated.
Oh, they better hope this changes, because they would host the 20th seed, which right now is Shelby. Wow, what a first-round game that would be wicked.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's, they're undefeated in the conference with Burns, and they play next week.
Yeah.
So again,
there's
you
going to be a lot of upheaval.
Yeah.
Before next Saturday, Selection Saturday, is when the brackets will come out for the football playoffs. So let's take another long time out here, and then we'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Well, I'm glad we had that filler time. At least I'll be better prepared when I get ready to do this for next Friday. Yeah, like I said, I kept all my notes and whew.
Who are you going to call? Bugbusters. Since 1998, Bugbusters has been serving North and South Carolina with the very best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned, Bugbusters is there for your pest control, crawl space, encapsulation, termites, wildlife, structural repair, and waterproofing. Just call 704-732-2227 or visit their website at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bugbusters Pest Control and Home Improvement, 2863 Highway 27 East in Lincoln. Who you going to call? Bugbusters.
Renato Automall in Shelby has a new manager. He's Darren Yerby, and he wants to meet you. Come by and talk with Darren today about your automotive needs. See their line of new Kias and brand new Hondas. Plus, check out their pre-owned vehicles too. And of course, a great service department. So come by and meet Darren Yerby today. He's looking forward to being a part of our community. That's Renato Automall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com.
You got that right.
And now we're ready for the second half kickoff here at North Lincoln. Again, Lincoln County High School football is brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And we thank them again for their sponsorship throughout the season. North Lincoln will take the kickoff. They deferred.
Careful of an onside.
Asher Frisbee will kick off. Back deep is Tyler Donahue, and we're looking down the sideline. Shannon Wingate has his helmet on, but he's not walking very well. So Frisbee with a high kick, fielded at the 16-yard line. Ball carrier has it, gets a run. Cam Adams works his way up the middle, then breaks to the outside across the 30, and he gets out to the 43-yard line. So good field position to start the second half for the Knights.
Yeah, I see Wingate over here to my right. Doesn't look happy. He's trying to walk it off, and I don't think you will see much of him here in the second half.
He's walking over to two other guys that aren't playing because they're injured, and the helmet has come off. So into the ball game is Owen Hammond, I believe, number 20. So Hammond may be the fill-in for Wingate here. He gets a yard is all. Out to the 44.
Yeah, I would expect, being up 28, you hope that North Lincoln-wise they can just get those 3-4 yard play at a time, see if they can just keep running clock.
Turn it into a running clock, even though it's not the appropriate margin. Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got it back out around the corner, across the 50, near the first down. It's Tyler Donahue. And they're going to give him a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. He gets to the 47-yard line. Gain of 9. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Knights in Warrior territory at the 47.
Yeah, we saw that play earlier with Sipe. He kind of breaks out right like he's going to go to the right, then turns around, comes back left, and ran a pitch to Donahue there. Good gain.
Handoff up the middle. Not much there, but the pile moves forward a couple yards. Justin Bassani, the lineman, comes in and does a bit of the Reggie Bush push there. Gets an extra yard or two.
Well, there's that 4 yards. They keep that up. They can just, again, keep the clock running. And if they can add to their lead, great.
And again, they'll take their time. No reason to hurry here. So Dedden in the game. Cam Adams is the lone receiver out to the right. Sipe, hands off, up the middle. Carries by number 15, Cade Sturgill. And he gets to the 39-yard line. He'll get 4 yards, but he's going to be a couple short. It'll be 3rd and 2. And we're calling a lot of names we haven't already.
Yeah, that was more of an inside sort of counterplay. Pull the backside guard to lead up through, and again, a different little play. Not that you don't have Wingate in there to go basically straight up off tackle. So some different going through the playbook here to try to finish off this game. Even though there's a long way to go.
Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got a man out at the corner. It's Tyler Donahue. He's dragged down, but not after. But after he gets to line to gain, and a Turner Hauser Insurance first down at the 35.
Yeah, so I expect a lot of different players, as you mentioned, kind of getting the ball here, some counters, some sweeps, off tackles, straight ups, some option. Now just kind of keep West Iredell off balance rather than just going right at him.
So 2 wings on either side, Donahue and Hammond. Hammond in motion. Handoff up the middle. Almost missed the exchange with Sturgill, but he keeps it and works his way forward. gain of a couple.
Yeah, it looks like it was a little tough exchange there, a little tight. Again, maybe more of a veer inside between the guard and the center. Again, trying to give them some different looks to the West Iredell front. But good job there by number 50, Howard, there for the West Iredell Warriors.
And a whistle, and a flag is thrown.
Oh, might be on the
I
bench.
think it's on. I don't think the get-back coach was doing his job. Sideline warning. That's their first, so it is just a warning. First, the way he threw that flag down, I thought it was somebody had said something they shouldn't have. It's a 2nd and 8.
It's kind of an angry throw.
It was. Pitch to Hammond. He's trying to work his way around the right side. Flag comes flying in from way across the field.
Yeah, I'm going to think that's a block in the back there by number 5, Cam Adams for North Lincoln. Or a hold, however you want to call it.
It is a block of an unallowed type.
Well, they should put that in the referee's handbook.
So it is a block in the back. They'll mark that from the spot of the foul. And if I'm looking at this correctly, that's the first penalty of the night against East Lincoln, or North Lincoln. Whoop, that's next week, sorry.
Oh, those Knights are going to be calling you.
Oh, I know it. I know it. And it's only the second penalty of the game.
You can send your tweets and your messages to David Potter at KTC Broadcast.
Oh, bring it. Come on, bring it on.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job here tonight.
So it'll be 2nd and 16 after the penalty. A lot of movement. Sipe in the backfield shuffling the formation. Pitch. Tyler Donahue does a good job just to corral it. Gets hit in the backfield, breaks away, and gets back to the line of scrimmage, which in this particular case, that's a pretty good run.
Yeah, he was kind of directing traffic there before the play even started. And I think that kind of tipped off West Iredell what was coming, and they just ran a toss sweep to the trip side, and they were coming in hard, tackle for loss on that one.
So 3rd and 16. Clock is running. Still 35-7. North Lincoln. This is still the first possession of the half, isn't it? But they are running some clock. Sight back to pass, pressure, throws. He's got a man. Pass is caught by number 11, Brady Rinkus.
Wow.
Rinkus makes a move, gets around a defender.
As we mentioned, if Sipe could get a little bit of time, which he had there, number 11 for Brady Rinkus was wide open, but the last 3 or 4 yards were all him. He had 2 West Iredell Warriors on him, and he just fought hard to pick up that first down. Again, keep the clock moving as we're down less than 6 minutes, and, of course, picked up a Turner Hauser Insurance first down in the process.
Rinkus comes to the sideline. Coaches give him a big pat on the helmet. Handoff. Nope. Pitch goes to Owen Hammond. He's out on the right side. Gets out along the sideline and is shoved out of bounds. And yet again, another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. A good chunk yardage there of 12 yards on that particular play.
Well, this is just exactly what they probably were talking at the half. You know, obviously, even if they didn't get points on this, they have run off almost 7 minutes coming up here. Run that clock. You're up by 28. If you get points, that just adds to it.
So in the red zone now at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. One wide receiver to the left. Motion. Sipe keeps it, turns it up. He's across the 10, the 5, touchdown, but a flag comes in from the back judge, and I don't think that one's going to count.
That's usually that's where you get your holding. It looks like they're, signaling that to the referee.
Now they're saying block in the back. Again, same difference. An unallowed blocking type. I'm going to stick with that one. Sounds like some lawyer came up with that or something.
That way you can interpret it 20 different ways.
So
Who are you going
from the spot of the foul, it's only a 3-yard penalty based on where the line of scrimmage was. So the ball goes back to the. No, I'm sorry. It's a 10-yard penalty, but they gained 2 yards on the play. That just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, well.
Sipe under center, hands off. Good
15.
job just keeping the ball. That's number 15, Cade Sturgill again.
Sturgill on the carry, stop on the play by number 4, Xavier Pete.
Almost looked like they missed the exchange there for a second. Sipe is reaching out in front of him to make sure he had the ball. So he gets down to the 6, gain of 5 for Sturgill.
Yeah, I think that was a play that Wingate got all his yards on, so they're trying to run that with Sturgill. Just a little bit different timing with a sub in the back, but he's doing a great job.
Sipe keeps it, pitches to Hammond. He's trying to get out to the corner. He had a blocker in front of him, but the defense fought through him. Good play by the West Iredell defense, and they'll lose some yardage there back to the 10-yard line.
Number 12, C.J. Ferguson.
Yeah, again, no hurry. How much time they've taken off? 8 minutes and counting.
This is a legendary drive here. They're still 10 yards from the end, 11 yards from the end zone, and they have used 8 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half already.
Can pick up a first down, but again, with the kicker that they have, they can maybe run left to get this ball in the middle of the field.
And they do that. Sipe pitches, and they're playing the pitch pretty well now. They weren't at first. So Donahue takes the pitch. He'll gain a yard. It's going to be 4th down, and into kick. The field goal is Jake Dillingham. He puts the tee down at the 19-yard line, so it'll be a 29-yard field goal. And from what I'm seeing, he's 5 of 6 for field goals on the season. Did not have down what his long one was. But the soccer player they've brought on to kick is going to attempt a 29-yard field goal. Snap, hold, kick is up, and he pounds it through. He had another 15 yards on that one easily. Good height, good distance. So the kick is good. And with that, North Lincoln goes up 38-7. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com. Ram Power Days are underway now at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. It's prime time for exclusive deals. Power Days are here. Now get $1,500 bonus cash on all new 2023 Ram 2500 and 3500 models. But that's not all. Get $4,000 consumer cash on most new 2023 Ram 1500 models. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Underway now at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Receive the kickoff from Jake Dillingham.
Dillingham will kick off for North Lincoln. Pounds it high in the air. Ferguson and Cornelius back. Ferguson catches it at the 4-yard line, bursts up the left sideline, but he's brought down by Tyler Donahue at the 34-yard line. Again, North Lincoln with pretty good kick coverage, but that was a better return by Ferguson, north-south.
Yeah, just ran downhill. Just got that ball and said, heck with this, we're down. I'm going to try to take this one to the house. No, nothing fancy. Go right up the field. And, yeah, 30-yard gain.
Yeah, he got all the way to the 35, so that's their best field position in a while because he'd been going sideways on returns. So 1st and 10, it looks like Gaither in at quarterback. They've had a rotating duo back there with Williams. Hand off to Ferguson over the left side. Brought down by the first man who hits him, Sturgill. And a short gain on that play of 2.
Well, this is, in essence, exactly what North Lincoln wants. Go ahead and run the ball. We'll keep you in front, give you the 3 to 4 yards. We're up 31 points. Keep the clock moving. Hopefully they can stay healthy here for the rest of the game, get ready for that big game next week.
Hand off again. Ferguson goes up the middle, gets out to about the 40-yard line. Gain of 4 on that play, but the clock continues to roll.
Going to bring up a 3rd down, and about 4 coming up for the Warriors.
3rd and 4. Ball at the 41-yard line, they mark it.
And also, Knights fans, remember that the golf cart raffle tickets will go through the end of the football season, and that includes the playoffs. So we will not stop.
So 2 wide receivers, Cornelius and Pete on either side. Gaither back to pass, throws. He's looking for the tight end over the middle. The catch is made, and he's lit up. He made the catch, but he paid the price. Aaron Doden hit him as soon as he made the reception, but it'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down as they get into Knights territory at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, just, North Lincoln brought some pressure. Tried to stuff the line, thinking they were going to run it, but that was a great pass to the tight end, straight up the seam on a hot pattern. And a great catch after taking a pretty big hit.
Ferguson resets over to the left side of the formation. Williams keeps it, goes around the left side, faked it to Ferguson, but kept it. And he'll run it himself and gain 2.
Yeah, again, using Ferguson maybe as a little decoy. And I don't know.
Keeps Bassani out of there.
That's right.
Send Bassani another direction.
Might be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
That's amazing. This is only about their 4th play. Williams back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, looks, he's hit as soon as he throws. Pass should be incomplete. Looked like it skipped off the turf. And we'll get one more play this quarter. So Cornelius tries to scoop up the throw. Williams blasted as soon as he released the ball.
I guess by who? What defensive lineman? Justin
Bassani.
But also a great play there by Abishur for the defensive back for North Lincoln. Because he almost got that pass to him, and he was right on top of the receiver to make sure that pass wasn't caught.
3.3 to go in the quarter. This will be the last play. Williams in the shotgun. Snap, handoff to Ferguson. He goes over the right side, and hello, meet Mr. Bassani. Bassani has got to be the spy on Ferguson tonight. I mean, every time he's near the ball, here comes Bassani. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. On the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 38, West Iredell 7. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Who are you going to call? Bug Busters. Since 1998, Bug Busters has been serving North and South Carolina with the very best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned, Bug Busters is there for your pest control, crawl space, encapsulation, termites, wildlife, structural repair, and waterproofing. Just call 704-732-2227 or visit their website at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bug Busters Pest Control and Home Improvement, 2863 Highway 27 East in Lincoln. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
Renato Auto Mall in Shelby has a new manager. He's Darren Yerby, and he wants to meet you. Come by and talk with Darren today about your automotive needs. See their line of new Kias and brand new Hondas. Plus, check out their pre-owned vehicles too. And of course, a great service department. So come by and meet Darren Yerby today. He's looking forward to being a part of our community. That's Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, Online at RenaultAutomall.com.
RPI. Wow. Look at this. Because they're the best 3A in that conference. Fourth quarter, brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And on the first play, Ferguson carries it, goes over the right side, and he has a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And this is still just the second possession of the half. North Lincoln had it for 9 minutes, 16 seconds. West Iredell has had the ball since then. They're already up to over 3 minutes on this possession. There's not going to be a lot of plays run this half at this rate.
Like I say, this is all for North Lincoln. They're okay with this. Yeah, go ahead and keep the clock moving. Defense is doing a great job stopping Ferguson.
And Ferguson goes through, gets past the first defender, and then gets racked up by
Ryan Bassani.
It is a broken record, but it's not broken in North Lincoln's eyes. Gain of 0. He dodged the defender in the backfield, and then they've got to be making dinner plans. I mean, they've spent so much time together here.
Well, we can talk a lot about Ryan Bassani, but again, you got to give a lot of credit to the defensive line. And, did he intercept?
Not quite, but it was close. Pass by Williams over the middle. It's deflected by one North Lincoln defender back to Bassani, who was sliding along the turf trying to make the catch. Couldn't quite get his hands under it. It was a great try, though.
Looks like there's a penalty that North Lincoln's declining. Probably a hold. The way that defensive line's getting through there and letting Bassani pretty much just run through to make the plays that he's been making, big hits on Ferguson.
And they're gonna walk the penalty off. It is a holding call. They do take the penalty, so that'll shove them back 10 yards.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little surprised there hasn't been more holding. The way that defensive line is just getting through and disrupting things in the backfield.
That's only the third accepted penalty of the game by each team. So 2nd and 20. They've been pushed back to the 42 of the Knights. Williams back to pass, throws, has a receiver. It's Cornelius out in the flat. He makes the catch, gets to the 32-yard line, so that'll get back the penalty yardage. Provided there isn't another penalty.
I don't think there's a penalty, but there might be an injury.
Yeah, they got a player down. So tackle looked like it was made by number 25.
Abisher.
Yeah.
I thought maybe for a second it might have been a horse collar, but
no, actually
had all jersey.
It's Cornelius of West Iredell that's down.
Oh, that's down. Okay. Yeah,
there was a face mask, but it wasn't a blatant one. So it'll be 5 yards against the Knights. They will tack that on to the end of the play, and they got 10 yards on the pass. So another completion. And then North Lincoln gets hit for the 5-yard penalty. Like I said, it's been a pretty clean game for the most part.
Yeah, we may need a knock on wood. Usually when we say something, the opposite happens. But we did have an East Lincoln score, right? 14-7?
14-7 over North Iredell is what we heard. And then the same score we'd heard Ford made in Lincolnton, 28-21. So that's all the scores for the other Lincoln County games going on. Cornelius is up, walking off the field. He's bent over a little bit. I wonder if he took a shot in the ribs or something.
Yeah, he's kind of hunched over. Either that or, ribs or maybe even the back. Walking gingerly.
And he gets partway across the field and has to stop. It may be the ribs or something if he's stopping to catch his breath or something. So what do we have? 5 penalties total. The night that we have an official that's actually mic'd up. There were other nights where we probably had 25 penalties, and we're wondering what they're calling, and we can't get any word because North Lincoln has a really nice new system here where they can mic up referees or somebody down on the field if you're doing awards at a track meet or something. Really nice system they've put in here, and so they're taking advantage of it tonight.
As long as some color guy for KTC doesn't move it up to the corner here and get yelled at by the guys in the press box. But it works. It works fine. I felt bad.
I was not going to throw you under
the
the
walk
bus.
of shame. I can throw myself. I'm good.
You did. That you did. I heard that bus with a beeper going. So Williams, 2nd and 5, pitches the ball. It's out to Ferguson. There's not much there. He struggles to get to the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard. They tried to take a page out of the North Lincoln playbook, do a quarterback pitch, but didn't quite work quite as well as it does for North.
Yeah, I'm going to give Ryan Bassani an assist on that one, but that was a great job there by Ayers, the outside backer, basically standing him up, making the first contact, and then, of course, Ryan Bassani, who's been all over the field, finishing it off. So they both get an assist on that one. But, again, North Lincoln's very content with this sort of play calling.
We're at 9 minutes to go. This is the first possession of the half for West Iredell. They hand off to Ferguson, and he struggles over the right side, but he should have the first down. It looked like he had it. No, they're good. And no, they're saying he's short. It's going to be 4th down. And a very short one. He didn't make it by much.
Well, Bassani's kind of holding his arm like his shoulders, and he's waving the sub to go off. But, well, yeah, a big game again next week. Let's make sure that he's healthy. 14 for North Lincoln came in to fill his spot. That's Peyton Schmidt. Could be a stinger. Let's hope it's a stinger.
So 4th and 1. Handoff, and it's going to be close. I think he has it. It will depend on the spot. Well, if one Bassani doesn't get you, the other will.
Yeah, I thought Sturgill, Bassani kind of hit him first, but Sturgill was able to stand him up.
And he stood him up to the point it is a turnover on downs. So after taking the ball with 2:44 to go in the 3rd quarter and running off 4 minutes and 24 seconds, they have nothing to show for it. And minus 7 minutes on the clock.
If North Lincoln can do what they did to start the second half, then this could be ball game.
These scores are all from last night. Yeah, finals Thursday. We've gone through a bunch of those. So Sipe, hands off. Tyler Donahue goes around the left side. Again, North Lincoln content. Keep it on the ground. And
6-yard gain.
They get a 6-yard gain for Donahue on that. 7 minutes to go, and it is only the 2nd possession of the half for North Lincoln.
Yeah, that was a little inside counterplay to number 21, Tyler Donahue. Again, get kind of the defense going one way, come back underneath. And a great gain there on 1st down.
Sipe pitches. He's got Owen Hammond out on the side. He's met, and it's going to be a loss on that play. They stop his forward progress and blow the whistle. And he'll lose a couple on that one.
And never actually brought him down, but again, forward progress stop, blow the whistle. They run more of these option plays, counter 2nd half with the loss of Wingate, who is, holding his hat in his hand. And again, with the big game next week against East Lincoln, that smart. They're up by 31. He's still standing a little gingerly on that ankle.
And standing down the sideline is Ryan Bassani. Sipe keeps it this time. But there's a fumble, ball's loose. There's a scramble for it at the 31-yard line. The referee's saying that it looked like Brady Rinkus fell on that, number 11. But in the process, Sipe appears to be down. Quarterback is laying on the 30-yard line. He carried the ball and fumbled. Brady Rinkus recovered to keep possession for North Lincoln, but it will be fourth down.
Yeah, looking at that leg. Might be time for this much time on the clock. You're up big, maybe some substitutes.
Yeah, Ayers is listed as a quarterback, and that's the only other one I see on the roster. He got twisted around pretty good. He's going to pop up, but again, gingerly going off the field, same as Shannon Wingate. So might be some injury questions for next week against East Lincoln as they try and clinch the third playoff seed from the Western Foothills 3A.
Oh, I saw Ryan Bassani come in. I don't know if he's going to play quarterback.
Should be. I believe it's, well, they're punting at this point.
Okay, yeah, didn't see that.
So Tanner Ayers, who I believe is the backup quarterback, has not thrown a pass this season. But then there haven't been a lot of passes either. So Ayers will kick. C.J. Ferguson back. And he booms one into the wind. Ferguson catches it at the 32, runs sideways a bit, and he's finally brought down at the 38-yard line. So a return of 6 yards for Ferguson on that, but a really nice kick by Tanner Ayers.
Yeah, like I say, again, didn't get anything out of that point-wise, but again, ran some time off the clock. It's only 5.5 here to go, up 31. I think, yeah, it should be time for subs. Even,
yeah,
I'd even get Ryan out of there. They're going to leave him in maybe for a play.
We'll have to see if West Iredell will make some substitutions. They've got Williams in at quarterback. That's not this particular play. Next play may be different. It's going 5:26 to go. Williams back to pass, throws, passes over the middle. Intended for number 4, Xavier Pete. We've only called his name once or twice tonight, and he's one of their leading receivers, but he's not done much, nor has other than one play, they really haven't done much anyway.
Yeah, that was good pressure there by Brady Rinkus, playing the defensive end for North Lincoln, forced that pass kind of more inside, and then Absher there to break it up in the defensive backfield.
Williams hands off to Ferguson. He's dragging a tackler across the 50, gets smacked forward for another 3 yards, and he'll be close to the first down. He gets the 48. He'll be a yard short. So a game of 8 on that play.
Number 5, Cam Adams. Bring up a third down.
And be 3rd and 1. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go.
From their own 48-yard line.
If Bassani's back out there, it might be a stinger like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. Seeing Sipe kind of try to walk it off on the sideline, but he doesn't need to come back in anyway.
Nope. Williams tries to option around the left side, and shooting in is
Ryan
Bassani.
Just need to have a mic record that for next week.
So 3rd and 1 becomes 4th and 3. Loss on the play there. Another tackle for loss for Bassani, who had, we'll look here. I've got Bassani for 12.5 tackles for loss coming into the game. He's probably got 2 or 3 more at least tonight.
And a total of 130 tackles overall.
It's just insane for 8 games.
But again, I give a lot of credit to defensive line, allowing him to get up in there and make those tackles.
Pitch to Ferguson. He goes around the right side. He's got the first down. That's one of the first times he's gotten where he hasn't been the outside, but he's had speed build up.
Yeah, that looked like more like just just complete anger. He was
did.
just running with a purpose, and he didn't care who was in his way, let alone his own body. And maybe we should have seen that a little bit earlier. But again, credit for North Lincoln to sort of force that.
I've still got him at 21 carries for 56 yards. So, I mean, you got a 0, you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a -6. They've really bottled him up. He's not even close to his game average.
Yeah, it's close to 90 yards below his average.
Williams back to pass, looks, throws downfield. He's got a receiver. Coverage is good. It's knocked away by Abishur. Intended for Xavier Pete. Abishur in great position on that play.
Now it looks like we've got some substitutes.
And a timeout by North Lincoln. I'm not sure why they would want to stop the clock.
Yeah, I think that's just to make sure that with all these subs, it looks like
they're really
like a hockey change, you know,
Except
all
it's
11
not
on,
a fight.
11 off.
If it was hockey, it would have been while the play was going. But it wasn't. So wholesale substitutions for North Lincoln. 3:14 to go. Up 38-7, a game that was put away early. I mean, it was 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. They just came out, established themselves. Shannon Wingate is a big reason. They might have more points if he was in there, but at this point, with the injury, there's no way he was coming out this half.
Yeah, it almost looks like, I don't know, maybe that father-son sort of combination. They worked together for a number of years. Coach Basil looked like, at times, I've been sort of watching him, that he kind of sees what's happening, and he's been pointing and directing traffic on both sides of the ball.
Handoff. Again, substitutes Omario Spence, a freshman running back for Wes Iredell, gets the carry. Pretty good size. If this is to be believed, 6 foot, 200 pounds for a freshman. I don't know if I believe some of the stuff I see on rosters that are printed. He didn't get very far, but he's getting some game action as a freshman, so bodes well for the future.
Looks like both teams, took the timeout, and looks like father-son said, call it a game. Let's get the subs in.
Pitch goes out to number 22, Elijah White. He stutter steps around and only makes it back to the line of scrimmage. So there may be subs in there, but it's the same story. North Lincoln not letting them run the ball very well.
That was kind of a curious sort of run by the back. It was like it was a toss coming out left, and for some reason he just broke it back inside. Of course, that's where everybody is, and so he kind of ran into that defensive line of North Lincoln, which has been pretty much the case, as you said, all night.
4th and 10. Wes Iredell going to go for it. Nothing to lose at this point. Hand off. Goes up the middle, breaks it to the outside. You got a flag coming in behind the play from way away from the play itself. I'm not sure what this call could be. The side judge on this side of the field called it, and the play went towards the far sideline. It would be a first down if it stands, but it won't. Got a holding call.
How the heck did he see a hold way
That's
over here?
Amazing.
And yet, better yet, not to say, call the penalties if you see them, but
right.
Shoot, that was no bearing on the play.
He was 40 yards from anybody because they were running away from him.
Usually if you see the judge on the side judge, if you can see the line of scrimmage, you might think of an offside or false start or something, but he's calling a hold.
So a 10-yard penalty makes it 4th and 20. 1:51 to go. North Lincoln comfortably ahead. That's going to put them into next week. What amounts to, if this conference traditionally gets 3 teams in. So East Lincoln holds serve over at their place and beats North Iredell. What you're going to see next week is basically a preliminary state playoff game. East may make it in. North may make it in if they lose. It depends on how everybody else does. But right now, traditionally they get 3 teams in and that's it. I don't see any updates on any of the scores here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, maybe I'll go to Twitter here and see if there's anything listed while we have some time.
2 minutes to go. Pitch around the right side. Number 22, Elijah White, has some moves. He forgot to take the football with him for a second, but. And it was 4th down, so just the fact that he's tackled is going to be a turnover on downs, and that's been it for both possessions for West Iredell this half. So we're down to 1:21. It should be victory formation time for the Knights.
Yeah, just haven't found any scores, but it should be interesting to see with East Lincoln winning tonight, again holding serve.
Both teams will be 4-2 coming into the battle next week here. And it's just a victory formation. Kneel down taken. Trying to see who is doing that. So Tanner Ayers is the backup quarterback. He takes a 1 yard. No, it's not Tanner Ayers. It looks like Aaron Doden. Is that number 10 a quarterback?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Can't tell if it's from, even 11 I'm looking at Rinkus, but I don't.
Another kneel down. And it was number 16. We don't have a number. That may be somebody up from the JVs.
Yeah.
We don't have that number. So that'll be the final play of the game. Still 20 seconds to go on the clock, but the Knights are lining up on the 50-yard line. West Iredell is doing the same. So that'll be the final score. North Lincoln 38, West Iredell 7. Family battle goes to North Lincoln. And they go into next week's game with a record of 6-3, 4-2 in conference. So we'll be back with a post-game show after this. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week on KTC Broadcasting.
Take your pick on a brand new Bobcat mower from West End Sales in Vail. Pick 0% APR financing for 60 months or get an $800 instant rebate. You just take your pick and pick out your new Bobcat mower. Take a look at a Bobcat ZT2000, $500 instant cash rebate. A Bobcat ZT3000, $700 instant cash rebate. Or the Bobcat ZT3500 with an $800 instant rebate. See them today at West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. Like them on Facebook too. Triad Corrugated Metal in Lincoln is this area's headquarters for premium metal roofing and supplies. And now just arrived, square tubing for metal carports and metal buildings. Give them a call at 980-429-2278 for pricing and sizes. And they have a wide variety of colors. Visit the website at triadcorrugatedmetal.com. And like them on Facebook too, Triad Corrugated Metal, 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln. Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com. Attention home buyers. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate at 1-800-7-THE-WEB and receive $25 off any new service from Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control.
Where you get your tag does make a difference. At the North Carolina DMV Tag Office in Lincoln, they want to make sure your tag purchase experience is a pleasant one. They're located at 2683 East Main Street in Lincoln in the Carolina Shopping Center. It's big and spacious, and they have plenty of attendants to help serve you. They want to get you in and out as fast as possible. The North Carolina DMV Tag Office at 2683 East Main Street in the Carolina Shopping Center, Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
First Federal Savings Bank. They've been serving Lincoln County and the surrounding counties since 1940. If you're looking...
Lincoln, it's time for the Stadium Postgame Show. Brought to you by Campers Inn of Kings Mountain. So a quick recap of the game. Basically, this one was over after the first quarter. Third play of the game, pick six by Tanner Ayers, 16 yards. He takes it into the end zone, and it was all North Lincoln from that point on. Two more scores made it 21-0. One 80-yard pass play, a really nice one, but an 80-yard pass play. Gets it down to the 2-yard line. They run it in for their only touchdown of the night. And then two more touchdowns by North Lincoln, and it was 35-7 at the half. Three of those touchdowns by Shannon Wingate, one by Eli Sipe. And the only scoring in the second half was Jake Dillingham with a 29-yard field goal that made it the final score of 38-7. But some questions arose between the late first half and the second half for North Lincoln. Injury status for Eli Sipe, the quarterback, and Shannon Wingate, the running back. Brian Bassani went out. What looked like a stinger. He was back in after that, so I don't think that's an issue. But Wingate and Sipe, that is a big issue. Looking forward to next week. Next week is the rivalry game with East Lincoln, and currently they're leading North Iredell 28-7. They've pulled away a bit. Last score we had before that was 14-7. So it looks like it'll be East Lincoln and North Lincoln next week for third place in the conference and a guaranteed playoff spot. There's a possibility that the loser could also get in based on RPI.
Yeah, I think that's a bigger loss for Wingate if he's not able to go. I think Sipe looked like he was walking around at least halfway decent here at the end of the game, but Wingate was still struggling walking around on the sideline.
So that recap of the game was brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. And at this point, it's time for some awards. We'll start off with the sub of the game, brought to you by Subway of Boger City.
Yeah, obviously with Wingate going down in that at the last play of the second last play, as he took a kneel down right after that, it was good to see that they kind of ran by committee there in the second half. But Tyler Donahue came in, did a great job. Again, they ran a lot of counters, a lot of little option plays, and Tyler Donahue for North Lincoln came in and kind of spilled. Again, they had a 9.5-minute drive on that first coming out of the gate. But, again, just great play calling, again, keeping them off balance. And if I think it's right, was he the one, Tyler Donahue, that caught the pass for that first down as well? That might have been, but
that would have been their only pass. I thought it was
or maybe it was
11.
Rinkus. Yeah,
it was Rinkus.
But again, by committee. But again, Donahue came in for the sub of the game for Wingate and did a great job second half running the ball. Yeah,
you were saying by committee there. I mean, we're seeing carries by 38 for North Lincoln, which we didn't even have a number for. Peyton Schmidt got some carries. Owen Hammond got some carries. And then Tyler Donahue got some carries, and Cade Sturgill. So it was really by committee in the second half, but the one that did the yeoman's work in there was Tyler Donahue, especially on that first possession of the second half, where they went 9 minutes, got 3 points, and just killed a ton of clock.
Yeah.
So he is our Subway of Boger City sub of the game. Next up, offensive player of the game, brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
Well, like you say, I mean, you'll know why we're kind of going with a different player here when we come up with the overall player of the game. But, looking at West Iredell, they did have, a great pass play. I thought Jermaine Cornelius, made some big catches as well. But, the one big play they did have that led to their touchdown was a great catch down the middle of the field, just maybe trying to give something to the West Iredell Warriors. So, Jermaine Cornelius had that 80-yard reception as the offensive player of the game for West Iredell.
That's brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton. Next up, well, this one ought to be obvious, the defensive player of the game.
Yeah,
what's obvious is its last name is going to be Bassani. The only question is, which one?
Ooh, maybe a little. We'll just let dramatic pause here for this one. But no, obviously Ryan Bassani did a fantastic job playing behind a great, as I mentioned. I think sometimes you forget about those guys up front. His brother Justin Bassani, as well as number 50. Grant Mullen. I mean, they were spectacular tonight on the defensive line, keeping Ferguson. But Ryan Bassani was going sideline to sideline, making play after play, had 10 total tackles, included a tackle for loss. Made some great plays down the field, maybe in a pass or two breakup. Just every time we were thinking who made the play, we really didn't have to think too hard for North Lincoln. It was Ryan Bassani. Came in with 130 tackles overall.
Added that, and tackles for loss, too.
Yeah, and just basically the quarterback of the defense. Fantastic job. And he did get a little banged up as well here towards the end. Looked like more of that stinger carrying his arm around. We hope
at this point of the season, everybody's pretty banged up, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've played 9 games now, practiced since the end of July, summer drills. There's going to be some nicks and wears and tears on just about everybody if they've been getting any kind of playing time. So that brings us up to our overall player of the game, brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton. And that award was over after the first half.
Yeah, like I say, we hope he's ready to go next week in that big game against East Lincoln. But Shannon Wingate, in a half, had over 240 yards rushing, scored on 3 touchdowns, was just blowing through that line, hitting daylight, finding open field. I mean, again, spectacular job by the offensive line blocking for him, but he ran extremely hard. And again, to get 242 yards in a half.
260.
260.
Yeah.
Okay,
12 carries, 260.
Oh,
yeah,
that's all right.
21-yard average. Not bad.
And again, 3 scores. And, if West Iredell wasn't taking angles, he probably would have had maybe 4, maybe the 5 touchdowns because he was just shot out of a cannon there early on in the game. So, overall player of the game, brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton, Shannon Wingate.
So that'll do it here at North Lincoln. As we said, the Knights win 38-7. East Lincoln has pulled away from North Iredell 28-7, and that sets up the big battle next week. The rivalry on the east end of Lincoln County will be East at North. We'll be bringing you that game next week. So we thank you for joining us. Thank you to Calvin, JP, and Kevin back in the studio. I'm Dave Potter. He's Scott Tudor. Final score, North Lincoln 38, West Iredell 7. We thank you and good night.
Who are you going to call? Bug Busters. Since 1998, Bug Busters has been serving North and South Carolina with the very best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned, Bug Busters is there for your pest control, crawl space, encapsulation, termites, wildlife, structural repair, and waterproofing. Just call 704-732-2227 or visit their website at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Bug Busters Pest Control and Home Improvement, 2863 Highway 27 East in Lincoln. Who you going to call?